Alrighty. Hello. Oh, jeez. What on earth is up with this? I was having problems where like the armor overlay was like misaligned, and I was like, what's up with that? And so I like adjusted everything, and then I reloaded the scene, and now it's like all aligned correctly for how it would have been before, so it's off. This is very finicky. Streamlabs is evil and cursed and has ghosts in it, I think. But anyways, hello. We're playing Halo. As the stream title might suggest, or if you saw one of the announcement posts, I was going to start Kirby Star Allies tonight. I had everything pretty much ready, but like I then spent longer than expected playing Splatoon 3 with friends this afternoon, and I forgot to actually finish making like the splash art and stuff for it, putting together making sure the stream layout was all good and stuff. And I was like, you know what? I don't feel like rushing this right now. I'm going to do something else. So I was also having like weirdness with my capture card earlier today. So just a number of things. And I decided, you know what? Why not? Let's, oh yeah. Okay. So I remembered the other reason why I was like actually like kind of meaning to play this again. They added a new firefight set that's all reach maps, which is really cool. Actually, I'm very excited about that. And they've got normal firefight as well, but yeah, like they've got all of. I wish I could just, can I hover over them? Thank you. I have to use the arrow keys. Like they have all of these maps in here. Like this one's like the courtyard. You can play lone wolf, like the foggy like end area, except that you can do it with an actual team and not die. It all seems very cool. I'm excited to do this. So let's do that. And we'll pop one of these because I have them and they're not going anywhere. Wait, did they specifically change the thumbnail for this firefight so that it's the Reach Spartans? That's cute. I like that. It's been a busy day, even though I don't feel like I actually got that much done. I had like a few different like art things that I needed to do and stuff I needed to finish, and I did some amount of it, and the other half I'll have to do tomorrow. But the important thing is that we also won at Splatoon like a lot. We did really good. I'm chalking this up mostly to the friends that I was playing with because I haven't touched it in like 3 months or more. But we won like a 100x battle where you get like 100 times the score for your team. Oh, that just dropped me in the middle, huh? Okay. Yeah, no, if you're at all interested in Splatoon 3, like you have been at any point but you fell off of it for a little while, you should open that up. You should boot that up sometime before tomorrow. While the Grand Fest is still ongoing, because it is incredible. It is so gorgeous. Like they put so much more work than necessary into like all of the like festival plaza and stuff. Like they built an entire music festival with like booths and stands and like you can sit through like an entire like 6-minute like live concert with all the idols and stuff with a new song and stuff. And they added a bunch of like little actions you can do to like cheer and stuff. Added a bunch of new like poses you can do for the photo mode. Yeah, it was really fun. They've also, I've realized, made a lot of like improvements to just like a few of the general like. I gotta turn my headphones down. They're too loud. They made a bunch of improvements in the last few, like since the last time I played, to like how some of the Splatfest stuff works, so you don't like get completely screwed if you're constantly getting mirror matches with your own team. I haven't tried Tricolor in this one, but that's because I just generally have never had a good experience with Tricolor. Oh, we've got Marines, okay. Yeah, they the newest like Operation Pass or whatever, they oh, that was a waste. They added a new Firefight Heroes of Reach pass or something like, or mode or something like that, which is all Reach firefight maps. So I don't want to listen to the Marines. Can I not listen to the Marines? Can I hurt the Marines? Hey Marine, can I hurt you? No. Okay. Had to check.
Set start. Hill incoming.
Anyways, also hi. I'll keep using this bandit for now. Apparently one of the reach maps that they added as a firefight thing is like a linear one. Like you make your way through like a set path of control points that like take you through that mission from Reach where you're like boarding the Covenant like drop ship, or like I guess it's like the big Covenant ship in space. The part where George dies. I cannot aim. I have not warmed up using a mouse today. Everyone is being so mean to me. Okay, finally my hands are free. I can turn my headset down. I'm so loud. Whew. Thank you, Lulu Rock Salt, whoever you are. Where'd my skewer go? There's a skewer. Did they take my skewer? No, it's right here. Jeez, I'm whiffing every shot. Okay. Except for those ones. I'm hitting them where it counts. Just do not have a steady hand right now. Too tense. I was in like crazy speedrun art mode right before this because I was trying to get the Kirby Splash art done fast enough to be able to stream Kirby tonight, and then suddenly was like, no, it's fine. I just won't play Kirby tonight. And I'm still just kind of residually tense from that, and also from like the kind of background anxiety of changing plans at the last minute. Spontaneity is not really my what I'm known for. I like knowing what I'm doing before I do it, but sometimes you just gotta make changes on the fly.
Hill control. Reinforcements.
Where is everybody? They're there.
Killing spree.
Anyways, how have y'all's week been? Why are they giving me a plasma pistol on a little pedestal? What are you doing? I'm through that. I have to say that the energy of the Lone Wolf map is very different when it has a little bit less, when it has less fog. I really like it though, like the atmosphere is really nice. It's like... like being able to see the enemies kind of be like silhouetted in the fog as they come over the hill sometimes with like a little bit of sunset coming through. It's just really pretty for a map that is mostly brown and tan and gray. Oh hell, that was a cool spin kick. Don't do that again. I respect the craft. Don't do it. Don't do that either. I'll punch the shit out of you. I have trans elbows. See? Actually, I don't know if you can see them very well, but they're there. I have them. Oh, Arcane Sentinel Beam. Yes, please. Yeah, I was... I keep like thinking about things that I want to do on co-host and thinking about like just using co-host, and every time I do that, then I'm like, oh. I'm less sad about it now than I was like. I think I should have been able to shoot that laser through the chain link fence personally, but all right. I understand it's video games. But yeah, like I don't know. I'm less like I'm a little more over it now than I was like before, but I'm like I definitely spent a whole day and a half being really upset about it and also like kind of defending it to people who like never actually use the website and they're like, well yeah, of course it was gonna like never be profitable. They didn't have ads, and it's like I feel like you're missing the point, which is that the website was really good and nice to use. I don't know, it just seems like an annoying thing to react to with cynicism, but I don't want to talk about that too much, because I will bum myself out if I do talk about it. A friend of mine did predict that, I mean, not that this would happen, but that I would regret not having bought an egg bug plushie, though, and bought two, with the intent of selling me the other one later if I wanted it, and saving on shipping for both of us. And they were correct, so I will be probably getting that from them at some point, and then I can have a cool little memento in my house of when websites were good for a little while. Oh, I should not have done that. That's gonna blow me up. Okay, I didn't blow myself up. Yay. But yesterday was a really good day. Actually, I just realized this is the first stream I've done since. This is the first stream that I've done with while being medicated for ADHD. I got Vyvanse prescription this week. I just realized I didn't actually like post that anywhere publicly, but I saw my doctor on Wednesday, and I was like, hey, we were going to talk about like an ADHD assessment. And she was like, right, yes, we were. And then she went through it and she was like, yep, it definitely sounds like you have ADHD. And I'm like, cool. I'm glad that's apparently like painfully obvious. I don't know how to feel about that, but I'm like, at least you're not like second guessing me on this. Feels good. And yeah, and then she just talked about some different like types of medications for it and like the different like, you know, pros and cons of each and stuff. And started me off with a month of Vyvanse, and it has been honestly not super easy to notice the effects for the most part so far, but it's I don't know, the main thing that I've actually noticed, I don't know how much it's affected my like motivation or productivity. It's hard to say. Or my focus. I feel like I was still very easily distracted for the first couple days I took it, at least, although I was told that like with Vyvanse being like a more like kind of long-term like slow release kind of medication for it instead of one of the short-term ones that you could just like pop and go for like 6 hours kind of thing. It takes a couple days sometimes for it to like build up in your system if you don't have like experience with like taking stimulant medication before. I'm stuck in a wall. So it's been, yeah, so it may not have been working properly for the first couple days. Mainly what I've noticed is that it makes me very, very chatty, which is dangerous because I already am very chatty, but like I have to be careful that I don't get like sucked into like a lengthy Discord conversation about like the history of Canadian geography or something. Or like some obscure video game or whatever. Or writing an entire essay on why Marina and Pearl from Splatoon are gay married without a doubt. Oh, everyone's dead. Oh, that's not good. I'm gonna run away. We don't need points. I need them to revive. But like, yeah, one of the particular benefits of it making me really chatty was that yesterday I got a random urge to call my sister and just talk to her and catch up and stuff, because we've only ever talked like mostly through text, other than like the one time that I had that really terrible visit a couple months ago, and then subsequently played this game as soon as I got home. So if you were there for that, you maybe remember how that went. But yeah, we ended up talking on the phone for like, or on like Discord for like 7 hours while she played Pressure Washer Simulator, and I worked on some art stuff. Where did the energy sword go? Wanted that. Give me that.
Your team scored.
Oh, I think we won. Never mind. Yeah, it was a really long call, but it was just nice. We just talked, we just kind of shot the shit about all sorts of different stuff, and it was very cathartic for both of us. We talked about like family stuff and the situation with my mom, who's tumbling very deep into weird right-wing talking head misinformation wormholes, and how everyone in the family feels about that, and like the prospect of me eventually having to reckon with that and come out to my parents. And like my sister is very, 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 very like gung-ho, ride or die, willing to like have my back on that, apparently, which is, and has been previously, because apparently my parents have known this entire time that I'm trans and are just avoiding the topic. So that's cool. That makes my job a little bit easier, I guess. I'm not in the dark about where my footing is from the start, but also terrifying. Like, what the fuck? Also, my mom apparently knows that I'm on hormones because it slipped out during an argument where my sister was vehemently and like aggressively defending my decisions and stuff. She was apologetic for that, and I'm like, no, it's cool. Like, I appreciate it. It's fine. It was going to come up eventually anyway. It's not really relevant, but yeah. Now I know why my mom like mostly barely talked to me during that whole visit and spent most of the time like listening to like audiobooks with her headphones on while we were driving, while I just talked to my dad. So, very cool, normal, mature person. Oh, this is the I know where this is. I remember this level. Yeah. Anyways, on a brighter note, though, from that call, because yeah, that was a good chunk of the conversation. My sister's cool as hell is what my main takeaway was with a lot of that. She's also bi, and I've known that for a long time, but I didn't really know like how she felt about it or how the family had like reacted to that when they found out. And she doesn't really like acknowledge it very often most of the time, but evidently she felt comfortable around me knowing that I'm like very queer, because she told me about all the different video games that she explicitly bought and played because she thought the women in them were hot. And that was a really enjoyable conversation. Some examples include, actually the main example that I could think of is that that's why she really wanted to play Horizon Forbidden West, because she wanted to play as a hot lesbian with a bow and arrow and kiss another cool lesbian and fight robot dinosaurs. So, good for her, honestly. I feel like she probably doesn't have a lot of outlets for that, being married to a recent Mormon convert who's very like zealous about certain things. Like he doesn't particularly like swearing, so it was very cathartic for her to just like swear like a sailor while she was talking to me once it was established that I didn't care. She also talked a lot about like church stuff in a way that made me feel like maybe she's a little more on the edge of changing her mind about things than I thought. Like she talks like someone who really is just like curious about someone else's reasons for leaving and certainly isn't considering it herself, and then like gets like way too interested in like the reasons that I gave and like kind of agreed with a lot of them, and it's like I feel like this might come to a boil at some point, and I hope things go okay for you when they do. But I made it very clear. I'm like, hey, I'm not gonna like, you know, pressure you or like try and like shake your faith and stuff. I know this stuff is important to everybody in the family. Like I've kind of made a commitment that I'm not going to like bring up like my particular reasons for quitting church and stuff unless I'm asked. But I am happy to talk about it if you do want to talk about it, and if you ever do like need someone who's safe to talk about, please reach out to me, kind of thing. So we'll see where that goes in the future. But the most like not heavy and very positive thing that came out of that 7-hour conversation was that at some point I did like bring up that I was like a furry artist and stuff, because I mentioned that I was like working on a furry like ref sheet commission while we were talking. Like that's what I was doing while she was playing Pressure Pusher Sim. And I like showed it. I'm like, hey, do you want to see? And she was like, yeah, sure. And then I was like, yeah, so I should probably be straight up with you. Like, I tell mom and dad that like I just occasionally work with furries and like they're nice people. Like I'm kind of easing them into the idea of like furries are cool and it's not a weird like it's not entirely a weird gay sex cult. It's kind of sometimes a weird gay sex cult, but it doesn't have to be. Most of the people don't like meet up at hotels and have sex in mascot suits. That's a very specific niche of people who have a lot of money for mascot suits to do that in. But and also have that as an interest. Most people just make a little cartoon on the internet and have crushes on characters that look like Robin Hood from the old Disney movie. And so far they've been like somewhat receptive to that explanation of things, at least to the point of like being like, yeah, fair enough. I suppose it makes sense that anything that we saw on CSI or whatever is like exaggerated. But yeah, so that's what I've been like warming my parents up to the idea of, so that I can occasionally show them furry commissions that I've done that are like very tame and normal and be like, look, isn't this a cute character design? And they're like, yeah, cool art. It's good that we can see your art and know that you're not like actually secretly a drug dealer. Which is the main important thing. I need to have things that I can show them, and that's hard when most of my art is funny animal people with colorful hair and like pride flags on their jackets and stuff. Ow, that's gonna hurt me in a second. Didn't quite get the hammer out. But yeah. No, so that led to, I was like, I mean, full disclosure, like I am just a furry. I have a fursona. Would you like to see it? And she was like, yeah. And then I showed her, and she was a big fan and was asking all sorts of questions and wanting to see more art of it. And funnily enough, as a follow-up, I don't know where this is going, but today she did then send me another message on like Facebook Messenger or whatever, like, hey, out of curiosity, like, does anybody have like badger fursonas? Is that a thing that you could have? And I'm sitting here thinking, like, is she about to ask me for advice about designing a fursona? Please, for the love of God, please tell me she's going to. She didn't, but she did ask a bunch of questions about like whether or not there are like kind of rules or like particularly established like types of animals that people have. And I'm like, oh, you are so on the cusp of so many different things that are going to completely ruin your life. And I'm so excited to be here for you if they do. Ruin your life, in brackets, positive. Yeah. I don't know. There was a lot of stuff that came up in that conversation. Some of it I am not going to share. A lot of it was very sensitive, but it was a really nice conversation. And like, I just feel very happy that, oh shit, this is this level that's like, it's the linear one. On the Covenant Carrier. But yeah, I don't know. It was just really nice to like have like a really, oh, it's low gravity too. Nice. Oh wait, no, that's only on the outside. Right, that's how that works. Okay. Oh, hello. Am I using an assault rifle? Did I switch by accident? Yeah, that's one thing that I'm very I'm very sensitive of and trying to be cool about is like, I don't want to cause problems in her relationship. Her husband seems really cool and like means a lot to her and like has supported her through a lot of shit, and I don't want to have anything to do with throwing a wrench in that. If I accidentally caused my parents to have a divorce over me coming out because my dad's kind of cool about things and my mom's apparently extremely not, that's going to be another problem, but also like, I don't care if that happens. Like, it's not like any of my siblings are going to blame me. We all knew it was coming. It's 15 years overdue, honestly. Still would prefer not to, but... it is a very possible scenario that could come out of this. Yeah. I don't think she's quite like Joe Rogan pilled, but like certainly people that are adjacent. but like at this point it's like there is a rift that has formed. Everyone in the family is like kind of aware that my mom has like all these weird ass opinions about things that don't make any sense for her to care about that she got from a bunch of American like right-wing talking heads and stuff. And so it's like, and it like doesn't even make sense because it's like, Mom, you're Canadian. Like, why do you have opinions about this? It doesn't affect you. This is like a culture war that is like completely irrelevant to the place that you live in and the situations that you engage with. Like you live in a country where like all this stuff is already like enshrined by law. Like you don't get to like whine and complain about this stuff to deny people their rights. They already have them. But yeah, I don't know. It's like my siblings all have issues with my mom and have had fights with her recently, apparently. My dad has told me that he's like kind of uncomfortable when she goes off on her rants about that stuff because he just like doesn't really know what to say to her about it. And it's just like, this seems like it's gonna turn out to be something at some point, and I hope it's not my fault when it does, but maybe.
Your team scored. Fall on. Weapon drop.
But I don't know. I think I should call my other siblings, not to necessarily have the same caliber of conversation. I don't know if that's necessarily something that they want or that I want, but just to see how they're doing. I'd like to be on like the kind of the on a good level of contact with all of them. Yeah. Well, it's so weird too, because like, I mean, I said this the last time that I streamed Halo actually, but like, oh right, we have to progress through the level. Where is that? This way. Like the last time I streamed Halo, like I talked about how like my mom is like really like intelligent. She likes learning things. She's really well read and stuff like that, and like good at like speaking and explaining things and stuff. And so it's like really weird because you can like tell when she like hears a buzzword that she recognizes and like launches into like some like parroted talking points from like one of these people, because it just like it's contradictory and it doesn't sound like the way that she like works out logic typically. Like she's just like copying someone else's words that sound good and made her angry once. And it's like, I don't think it's unsalvageable, but I think it's going to be something that I can't do on my own, especially since she apparently thinks very poorly of me at this point and like thinks that I'm an idiot and ruining my life. But once again, my siblings apparently are all ready to go to bat for me and would sooner defend me than like her, so I would just like it to go smoothly if I can, and I would like to orchestrate whatever circumstances I need to make that happen. Oh, that didn't hit anybody. What is this elite just bouncing? Are you having fun? Yippee. Yeah. Well, that was something my sister said. She's like, this is like exactly the same thing that she complains about her mom doing. Like my crazy British grandma who nobody wants to spend time with because she's just like so awful and judgmental to everyone and like spends all her time reading nonsense on Facebook. Like, hey, if the only thing you ever do when you like, on rare occasions where you see your grandchildren and stuff is like make rude comments about their weight and stuff like that, then like nobody's gonna come visit you when you're dying. So like, I don't know, maybe smarten up. That's a bad idea. Why did I try to do that? Grenade again. That didn't work. I need like literally any other gun. Is there something else on the ground that I could use that'd be better than this? This is my funny headshot gun and it's really not cutting it for these guys. There we go. That'll do it. Come on. We're sticking so many grenades to these things. Anyway, sorry to start off the stream on kind of a bummer note. I specifically just wanted to talk about how my sister thinks my persona is cute, and that was like really the highlight of my week. Like she was just like giddy seeing all the art that I was showing her of like commissions that I've gotten from friends and stuff. Yeah, if that works out, that'd be cool. Like, she's sort of an artist herself. Like, she does like paintings and stuff. I would love to see her take on like designing a furry character, honestly. But I would also love to help her design one if she asks. Like, if she expresses interest in that, I will straight up be like, hey, I'll do like a whole ass ref sheet for you. And like workshop the design and outfits and stuff for you, with you if you like completely free. I would be happy to. It would be my honor. The only reason that I wouldn't see her going for it is that like she has like a lot of hang-ups with anything like pornographic, not even for like religious reasons. It's just like it's a comfort thing. She's, you know, had some like bad experiences with it in the past and stuff like that, and just doesn't really want to be anywhere near stuff like that. And so I feel like that would be kind of where a lot of her like hesitation comes from to like actually participate in any sort of like furry community stuff or go looking for things like that, because it's really hard to find, like, as much as I will adamantly insist that you do not have to be that like being a furry does not mean you're part of a like mascot sex cult and like have to have like a suit and go to cons and stuff like that. But like there's certainly a large demographic of furries who like just kind of don't get boundaries and don't understand the concept of someone who doesn't want to constantly be engaging with pornographic material and over-sexualized everything. And I think that would be really rough to engage with if you're someone who isn't comfortable with that. She's done lots of different like painting mediums and stuff. She got really into that kind of like Australian style like dot painting for a while after she did it for like a school project. Then she was like, wait, this is awesome. I love doing this, and did like a ton of them. She's done like acrylic paintings. I don't think she's done much with oil just because those are like really messy and expensive and require like a lot of prep and space and stuff usually. But I think she's done a fair bit of like watercolors and acrylics and stuff. Her and her husband's apartment has like a bunch of little like paintings of animals and stuff like that around that are really nice.
Enemy team took the hill.
I'm gonna assault rifle this, I think. I don't have any grenades. Where are all the grenades? Are there grenades? Hey, punched it to death. Cool. Love to punch big monsters to death. Yippee. Still don't have any grenades, though. That's concerning. Oh, why did I spend my kinetic ammo refill on that? I don't want that. I don't want assault rifle ammo. What are we doing? Yeah. If there's one thing I will say that I'm really happy about, like watching my siblings kind of grow up around me and stuff, like I'm glad that they've all kind of kept up with some kind of like artistic expression or something. Like that's very cool. I think that's neat. Like the older of my sisters still paints. She still like plays piano and organ and stuff like that. Because like the sister that I was talking to yesterday, like the older one, she's like kind of a musical prodigy. There was one point where she wanted to be like a music teacher or go into some. They won't let me through the door. Can I go through the door, please? What on Where's the flag for this? Triggers like further back from the door. That's so weird. Yeah, well, I mean, she learned like she plays piano and then she like learned organ so that she could be like useful for like playing at like church services when they need someone to like sub in for that. But she also just likes doing it. It's like a neat instrument. You get to like play it with your feet at the same time as your hands. It seems very complicated and I can barely handle piano, so it's very impressive to me and also terrifying. But like she also like played the flute in high school. I think she can also play like the clarinet. What is, I have like a plasma pistol bullet stuck to me. Like she can play all sorts of different instruments. It's cool. And sing. But she's like didn't end up doing any of that for her actual like education in the long run. I think what she's studying now is like I think she's studying law actually. She's studying like family law. But yeah, and then like my brother, he likes doing art. I don't think he's like he's one of those artists that like is very resistant to the idea of like changing his process in order to improve. Like I don't think he's ever had a good environment to work past the whole like interpreting critique and like advice as like as an insult kind of thing. Which is kind of an important thing to learn, but like he likes doing art for fun. You know, he makes little comics and stuff like that. Where'd he go? Yeah, that worked pretty good. Who needs grenades? And my youngest sister, I don't think she really like draws and stuff very much. But she's also like very musical. Like she's a really, really good singer. And I think she played the clarinet in high school. She also plays piano. I think she just finished studying to be a librarian. I'm not sure what she's up to now. I don't know. All my younger siblings are cool. I'm very proud of them. I'm especially proud of the fact that they're all apparently like very radicalized politically and just like very like conscious of the world around them, because that part wasn't really the case like 5 years ago. Oh, I see. The hills are progressing, so now we're like escaping. Cool. Yeah, and it's funny because like when I was a kid, like people would be like, "Oh, you're an artist." Like, are other people in your family an artist? Are your parents artists or whatever? Like, it feels like everyone always wants to like. I can't imagine like justifying that someone like has skill at something without like having someone else to attribute it to. A lot of the time, I feel like apparently my grandpa used to be like a. Oh, nice! The ship is here now, too. Cool. Apparently, my grandpa used to be like a newspaper cartoonist for a brief period of time, and so people find that out, and they're like, "Oh, that explains your whole deal." And I'm like, "It really doesn't. I didn't know that until I was like 12." Drawing is not a hereditary skill. That's not how that works. Ooh, hello. I'll take the Ravager. I think they like buffed this thing in a recent update. They made it so the regular like non-charged fire is actually like half decent. Yeah, if you have the gene where you don't like drawing anymore after the age of 7, then that's just it for you. You can't be an artist, and use a machine that steals other people's art instead, or you'll die. Am I almost out of both my guns? I need something else. Hold on. Sure, shock rifle. Why not? Not really what I was looking for, but I can make that work. I think these things can like deal with hunters pretty good, actually. You can get them in the neck or in the back. Oh, they get that guy already? Wow. We did it.
Victory.
I mean, the accessibility argument for AI and stuff absolutely sucks for sure, but like, there's something like really particularly irritating to me about people who will just openly admit that like they're not interested in putting any effort into like learning to draw or make art in any form. Like there's so many different ways you can do it. You don't even have to draw. Like you could get into pixel art, you could get into like abstract stuff, you could do collages, you could do photo bashing and photoshopping and stuff. You can do like, you know, any number of physical mediums. Like, yeah, exactly. Like, it's that bit is silly, but it's just like they're just like, "Ah, I can't do any of it, and I'm not interested in figuring out how. Like, it's not that I don't believe that an adult human being can like still learn skills past the age of like 18. It's that I'm just simply not interested in doing that when I have a button I can press, and I'm like, congratulations, this is a button that robs you of like a little bit of your intelligence every time you press it, I think. Like I talked to I talked to my dad about I love talking to my dad about AI stuff because he's like a college instructor, and like he's in a course that's like very practical. Like the stuff that you learn there is meant to be applied in a very hands-on way. Like it's horticulture. You're going to learn to like grow plants and identify and treat like plant diseases and get like the best like yields out of different plants and like grow flowers in particular ways and stuff like that. And it's like
Capture and hold the available hill.
just so silly to
Hill incoming.
like that like students in his program are like very blatantly like using chat GPT to like write their papers and stuff, because it's like what do you think this is going to benefit you? Like even if it wasn't like extremely obvious and I can like flunk you immediately for this shit because I can tell, like I don't even need the detection systems that are supposed to like, I mean they're almost as bad as the AI themselves in a lot of cases. They're very inaccurate. They but like I don't even need the detection systems. I can just tell by the way it's written like that you didn't write this kind of thing. And like people are just like not interested in learning how to do this stuff. And it's like what do you do when you like even if you didn't flunk out based on like your papers and stuff, like what are you going to do when you get into the greenhouse and you're supposed to like, you know, trim a plant a certain way? Like you can't just have like ChatGPT do that for you. This is a skill-based thing. You can't go to like, you can't cheat your way through med school with like AI plagiarism and then like go operate on somebody. It doesn't work. Yeah, no, it makes me sick. Like people literally being like, well, how else am I supposed to do it? And it's like the same way that people have been doing it for like thousands and thousands of years. Like, I'm sure you can't imagine that because you use ChatGPT to do all your history papers. But yeah, actually there is a pretty illustrious and storied history of humanity like figuring this stuff out without a plagiarism machine. I don't know. Yeah, AI makes my blood boil. I'm gonna stop talking about this. This is really, I'm setting a weird precedent for the vibe of this stream, just kind of back to back to back. This is what happens when I play Halo. It's just stream of consciousness. I turn my brain off and I point and click and think about things too much. But also it's fun. And pointing and clicking is fun. And I have rainbows on my hands. And everyone's very jealous of the rainbows on my hands.
Master Chief.
Set start.
Why did I say Master Chief? He's not in this game. Where's custom equipment A?
Enemies breaking. Report in, Maurice.
I don't know what that did. Is that like just like a repair thing? Like a heal? Oh, it's probably like a health pack, I bet.
Hill ready. Hill control. Reinforcements.
What else have I been up to this week? Had I started playing Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope before the last stream last week? Did I talk about that at all? I started playing that. It seems okay so far. I like the way the gameplay is set up. I think so far a lot better than the first game. Like I think it flows a lot more naturally. It feels a little less clunky and arbitrary and like expecting you to beat certain levels in a particular way or else kind of thing. But very on the fence about. Yeah, I picked it up on sale like relatively recently. I think what it was they had it as like a free trial on the for like Nintendo Switch Online members when they do those sometimes. Like you could play it for a week, but it was also just like on sale for the duration of that period with like an extra discount for Switch Online members. And I was like, okay, cool, I'm one of those. And so I was like, I've been meaning to pick this up eventually when it goes on sale because it's Ubisoft. They always go on sale eventually. And it did. So I got that with all the DLC for like 20, 30 bucks, I think. Thank you. Yeah, it's called Honk. It's a little bit abandonware, but it does what I need it to. I'm not going to take this person's rocket launcher because I'm a good person. There you go.
Have your weapons online, Chief.
I like that even through this overshield you can see the rainbow like iridescence on my like helmet and shoulder pads a little bit. It's just Honk, yeah, it's on itch. The icon for it should be like a little pink thing, I think. A little pink blob creature. It's like 10, 15 bucks maybe. It's very fun. It's like limited in some ways. You can't use, it doesn't have gift support. It doesn't have like you're somewhat limited in the way that you can like rig the different parts of the thing. Like you'll notice it's pretty static. It's mostly just like blinking and like other movements that I have manually drawn that are mapped to the same timing as the blinking. And like the main feature is the lip syncs. But the lip sync is really cool and it lets me flex. So I like that personally. Why do I keep picking this up? Oh, this is a regular bandit. Give me that. Never mind. I want the one that has bullets in it.
Hill incoming.
Yeah, well, if I wanted something that lets me flex, I would probably point people towards what I did with PNG Tuber Plus for Paper Mario. Oh, what if it let me flex for real? Maybe. I could probably make that work. But it would be for like a split second when I blink. Or like a... I could also set it up so that it's like an alternate outfit that I could just toggle and then go back to normal. I don't want to do that though. Drawing muscles is hard and I don't like doing it. Only as a joke. And even then I don't like doing it that much. Only if I can like do it as such a joke that no one will point out that I like don't understand anatomy on that level. Whoa, hold on. Whoa, it's kind of Master Chief.
Reinforcements.
That actually might just be someone on my team. I'm not sure what that was. What? Why did you say that? Don't say that to people.
Your team
I don't stand by
attempted to
that.
score.
Calculating.
Enemy team took the hill. Hill control.
The only moms you're allowed to insult are your own moms, and that's a personal decision you have to come to. Oh, there's so many grenades. Oh, because of catch. They catch and drop more grenades. That's the... Or throw and drop more grenades, yeah.
Spectacular. 5 enemies.
Keep forgetting to check the skulls in the corner.
Enemies remain. Double kill. Wow.
I got 2% charge on this thing. Who can I hit?
Team scored. Fall on.
Alright, fine. I'll drop it. Whatever. Yes, excellent. Arcane Sentinel Beam is so funny. Funniest weapon they ever made, honestly.
Set. Start. Hill incoming. Chief Slogan, check your fire.
I honestly really like the mechanic of having like a heat release button, specifically on the plasma turret. I think that's really fun. It's got a good satisfying rhythm to it, and a little kind of like the like raising in pitch of like the whine of the gun, and then like a little hiss when you let the steam out. It's fun. I don't know why the plasma turret is the only one that has it, because it doesn't seem like it's like significantly more powerful than the... Doesn't seem like it's significantly more powerful than the other turrets. I don't know. I mean, like I said, like in some of the Halo games, the regular like UNSC like machine gun turret overheats as well, but it doesn't in this one. But all of the plasma weapons do, and you have to vent them. And you have to make sure you ask, "You mind if I vent first?" Otherwise it's rude and disrespectful of other people's boundaries.
Hill control.
Yeah, I would assume like real machine guns can overheat, and then they do stop working because the metal like warps and stuff. I think the first game I was ever introduced to the concept of like guns overheating in was probably Star Wars Battlefront 2 on like the PS2 or the PSP, where there's like all the blasters that are like infinite ammo, but they overheat. And also most of them aren't very good, unless it's like Han Solo's special blaster or something. Ah, thanks. Yeah, that too, yeah.
Team took the hill.
The one I'm specifically thinking of, other than like the regular blasters, is like there's like a chain gun that the clone commando could have, or clone commander could have.
Hill control.
The animations for these like smaller guns venting heat is pretty good though. Oh hell, that's mine now. Sometimes I feel a little silly for going out of my way to like knock out the grunts on the turrets like that. Oh, I'm about to die probably. Are there guns anywhere? Come on.
Took the hill.
Give me that.
2 enemies remaining. Last enemy.
But yeah, if you kill the grunts on the drop ships that are like manning the turrets, a lot of the time the turret will fall off of the ship,
Your team
so you just get free plasma turrets.
weapon drop. Set start.
Oh, does this game still do the Halo 3 thing where you can run faster over the turret if you move diagonally? That's kind of fun. That too, yeah. It's really important that the grunts who have turrets know who's really in charge here.
Hill ready. Hill control.
Oh, it's just here. Cool. I think they should add an endless mode to this. Like an endless firefight mode. That's the one thing that I think this is missing. I don't think that'd be very good for, like, I guess kind of the optimized, like, online matchmaking kind of system that they have where you're playing with strangers, but, like, I think it could be fun if you were, like, playing with bots, maybe. Or, like, friends, specifically.
Reinforcements.
Pride and adoration.
I've always wanted to, like, try and actually survive Lone Wolf from Reach. But it is not very possible. They do send, like, an unreasonable number of enemies after you pass a certain point. Yeah, no, there's in the actual Lone Wolf mission, you are like doomed. Like canonically, that is the intent. Is that they just let you kind of play out your last stand instead of just like having it happen in a cutscene. Like your final mission is explicitly an impossible one, which is to survive. That's also the mission where, like, once you start taking a little bit of damage, it, like, doesn't heal. And your, like, HUD disappears because your visor gets cracked. It is a very, very cool way to end a game, but there is like a Steam achievement for, I think, like surviving 10 minutes in it on like, I want to say it's like survive 10 minutes on heroic or higher. I don't know how you would do that. Typically, you'd just die within like the first like, oh, it's a rocket launcher. I would love that. Give me that. Where'd it go?
You have procured the
That's not what I want. Give me that. We'll take a commando though, because I need something precise. Okay. Yippee. Yippee. That's what I say when I shoot a rocket launcher.
Enemy. Your team scored.
Oh, that went pretty well.
Perfection. Victory.
Yeah, what rewards am I even getting from this? Wow. And More armor pieces for Mark 7, which I don't care about. Chest plate. I don't mind that one actually. That's kind of neat. At least with the pauldrons, I can use them on anything, but I don't particularly like these. Oh well. They did finally put something in the in like the Spartan Points shop or whatever. Like the place that has like all the stuff from old weekly challenges and whatnot. Oh, they're not even bothering to give me anything cool in here. They just give me Spartan Points. Sad. But like, the exchange, that's what it's called. It had something in here that I was like actually interested in. I think it might have been this. Yeah, this was nice. Wait, can I afford this? Oh my god, where did I get all these Spartan points from? Oh, maybe it was this that I wanted. I thought this was cool. It had like a visor. Unless that's like a specific helmet that it has to be used with. I don't know. I don't care that much about the cosmetics in this. I feel like I've made that pretty clear on multiple occasions. Like, yeah, I do like this. I wonder if it's good for anything other than... No, it's... Oh, wait, that is the armor coating I use. I like that. Okay, I'm getting that right now. Cool. Anyways, it's too late to switch to it, but that's cool. I'll have to make another alternate color filter for this, my little armor cutout. Master Chief or Diablos from Monster Hunter. I can't think off the top of my head what Diablos looks like. I don't actually play Monster Hunter. I've seen some of the monsters. I'm vaguely familiar with some of them, but I cannot think of what that one looks like. I'm assuming it's a big demon with horns, based on the name. Hey, bunny. Bunny solidarity. I've... Whoa, 2 bunnies. Whoa. And me, who is bunny spiritually. It says it on my little gamer tag.
King of the Hill now underway.
Set start. Hill incoming. Hill ready. Enemy team took the hill.
Alright, this is where I'm getting off.
Hill control.
Obey highway regulations.
Can't believe they're letting me have a ghost. They shouldn't be letting me have a ghost. I'm never letting this thing go.
Killing spree.
I don't even care if it's inefficient. I'm going to use this ghost for as long as they'll let me. I just have to be really careful because I'm pretty sure you can splatter teammates if you hit them with a ghost. Like, I'm pretty sure vehicle kills for some reason still have friendly fire in this when nothing else does. If you hit your friend with your car, the car doesn't care that they're your friend. Cars don't understand anything about friendship, and that's why the Cars movies are confusing and strange. This is a Halo 5 map? Neat. I mean, this is supposed to be a Reach map, so it might have been a Reach map that was also carried over into 5? I don't know. This is explicitly the Reach playlist. No, don't do that to me. I liked this car. No, stop that. If I can find a repair field, I can keep chaining this thing forever. It's okay. It's okay. Hey, stop that. Are you kidding me? That's like a mini-boss. What are you doing here? Get out of my car. Okay, well, I have to sacrifice it. It's so sad. Anyways, what was I saying? I have played the demo for every Monster Hunter up to... I think the last one I played was like Generations Ultimate, if that was the one that was on Switch. That was the last Monster Hunter demo I played, but I've played a demo for every single one of them up to that, like all the 3DS ones and stuff. and every single time my conclusion has been, this is really cool. I don't think this is for me. Like there's so many buttons to press and so many things to keep track of on screen, and it takes so long of just smacking a big thing for it to die, and I find it deeply unsatisfying. Like I want my hits on an enemy to feel like kind of visceral, I guess. Have a good sense of oomph. Hey, wait, is this my car? It is! Look how busted it is. Yippee. Yeah, like, I understand why people like it for sure. It is not really my kind of game. I have given it like half a dozen tries at this point. One that I did play that I have always thought like, maybe I'll pick this game up eventually, and then I didn't, was I played the demo for Monster Hunter Stories as well, and I found that really endearing. It's like specifically the first one, so it's not like, oh, come on, you're so mean to me, they hate me. I mean, they do hate me, but like... It feels like they heard me talking about how I was going to use that ghost for the whole thing, and they're like, bet. Another free plasma cannon, there it goes. Yippee. And another one in a second here. I should probably be careful here, because I'm dying. Alright, pretty good. I thought this map was going to be a lot more interesting than it is. I feel like I'm just kind of sitting in one spot. I don't even know where the hill is. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I should be on the hill. But like, they keep spawning the enemies over here. This is where I gotta get them. Otherwise I don't get all the free guns. But yeah, I heard Monster Hunter Stories 2 was really, really good. The problem is that I feel like that's probably relative to what people thought of the first game, and I was never really clear what the actual reviews were for the first game, or if people thought it was good. Most of what I heard was that it was kind of overly formulaic, and I don't know how much the second game would actually improve on that without having to play the whole full version that I didn't buy. I think what it comes down to is Monster Hunter games are just inherently kind of hard games to sell you with a demo. Like, there's a lot to them and a lot of complexity and stuff that you just can't really fit into, like, here's like 3 kind of pre-made hunts you can go on with preset armor. Monster Hunter Stories, like the RPG. It's kind of rock, paper, scissors, and I like visually, musically, like kind of the whole vibe it was going for, like, you know, turning it into like a monster collecting game, like taming and collecting monsters and like collecting their eggs and raising them and stuff like that. It was like a really cute idea, and I like that a lot, but the actual gameplay was like, at least from what I got from the demo, it seems like it's like very, very basic, like extremely for children.
Municipal employees, rejoice.
Oh yeah, I'm like cautious about RPGs where you don't get to control your team members and they just kind of do whatever they think is a good idea at the time. Or worse, are like completely random. I liked it in Metopia because that's a game that like is explicitly built around that and like fully with the intention that your team members are going to do stupid and random things that aren't helpful sometimes, and it's part of the narrative. It's kind of the whole vibe. I need a new gun. Give me that. Wow, I whiffed every single one of those shots. I was looking through all my like Switch screenshots today because I took a bunch during the during Splatoon because we won 100 times battle, and so we got to take like we got to do like a big photo shoot with the like go up on stage and take pictures with the idols and stuff and do a bunch of funny little poses and stuff. It was awesome. And so I was looking through my gallery at those, and then I was looking at the rest of my gallery, and eventually ended up going far enough back that I found all my Metopia screenshots. And every time I do that, I'm like, damn, Metopia was really good. Specifically, the Switch version is just like so incredible. Like the sheer level of like control they give you over like the designs of your party members and stuff because of the really advanced like character editor. There's one where I would be like, if people are like, no, I need AI to like make my character design refs to submit for your commissions, like I don't know any artists and I needed a reference or whatever. Like where people would normally be like, just get like a Picru or something. Like that's the problem. But like, no, the real deal, the real secret is you tell them to dust off their Switch and get.
Your team about to score.
Why are these all 64%? There we go. Get the demo for Metopia on Switch because it has the entire character creator in it for free. I started making like an actual like a proper like kind of blacklist for people that I like just kind of automatically turn down commissions from at this point because I have such a hard time keeping track of like who they are and for what reasons. So I have that just kind of privately for myself, and I should probably add the person who like tried very hard to sway me to be down to draw their OC, who they like did mock-ups of with AI and sent those to me and like admitted like they're like, I know a lot of people don't like this and I'm sorry if you don't like it. And it's like, well, I'm sorry too. Into the trash you go. Goodbye. I was really nice about it for the record. Like I really didn't need to be, and I did take the time to write like an actual response and be like, hey, listen, like I'm not gonna take your shit and I'm not gonna work with you. But in the future, if you want like most artists to be willing to work with you, don't do this shit. Like literally an MS Paint drawing would be better than this. Do not submit AI art to them. Like this is a good way to just ensure nobody wants to work with you.
Reinforcements. Double kick. Double kick. Double kick.
There we go. There's a gun over there somewhere that I can get if I want it. I wonder if ADHD meds make me better or worse at this, or completely neutral. I feel like I'm more jittery, and I don't know if that's like I'm less like relaxed about this. I'm having a harder time kind of just like zoning out and entering a kind of flow state. Truly, there is nothing I love more in the world than being asked to like do like a character design commission, like do like a ref sheet for somebody, and they send me an MS Paint drawing or like a scribble on a like a note card or something that they took a picture of. Like I am 100% genuine. Like I feel like sometimes people assume that artists are like exaggerating. Like no, please send me MS Paint drawings. I am like thrilled whenever I see one of those in my inbox. The creative parts of my brain light up. I'm like, hell yes, absolutely.
Your team scored victory.
Yay. Boing. Okay. Before I start another match, because I think my boost is worn off now, so I can take my time. I need to make a new filter for this. Actually, I need to drink water is what I need to do. So I'm going to pull up the armor hall. We're going to switch to that new coating I got, and then I'm going to try and match it. Head filter. Color correction. What's the name of the new one that I got? Oh, this one's kind of neat. Ooh, that's gorgeous. Wow. Oh my god, that's pretty. It's a little gaudy in some spots. Like I think the way that it like specifically lands on certain parts of the armor and not others is a little weird. Like it's weird that this entire like shoulder piece is nothing, but while everything else gets cool patterns. I think that looks less cool than if the patterns were just across everything, but very nice. I like that a lot. Where's the one that I just unlocked? This one. On track. Okay. I'll go find me like a cool visor color. Ooh, that one's pretty too. Where are the ones that I have like favorited? I mean, there's this rainbow one. I guess I could just do that. Walk around looking like an oil slick. Show me favorites, please. Good. Is that the one or is that the one? I think it's this one. No, actually I want the gay one. Never mind. I should also favorite this. I just realized I'm not looking at chat. Okay, now I'm looking at chat. Let me bring up the... I broke it. Clicked the wrong window. I'm very organized tonight. This is a very professional stream that I definitely didn't change my mind on what I was doing for it in the last, like, 5 minutes before I set everything up for it. Okay, so we're going to turn up the brightness, turn down the gamma. No, that's bad. More gamma. Less gamma. I need less brightness, maybe. I don't know how gamma works. This is the part where I reveal I don't know how gamma works. We're onto something here. I gotta use the contrast alongside it. I don't know if I can do this just with the editing that I have here. I think I'd have to, like, probably... Ah! Oh, people who watch the Drawn to Life streams enjoyed finding out that I react to making a minor drawing mistake. Like I've just been stung by a bee. Because that's just a thing that I do all the time. I think this is kind of close. It makes the like scarf part really, really light, but... I think that's about it. It's pretty close, right? Yeah, okay. I mean, you've been watching me sit in calls and like draw and stuff, Smithy, for years. You know that I do this, but I haven't done like a drawing stream on Twitch since like, I don't know, the era that I first started recording my, like saving my VODs, I think, because it would have been back when I did like all the Zelda items and stuff. Okay, see you in a bit, Mrs. Edgewick. Enjoy being clean. This skin is like nice, but it's like a little bit too sterile. Like it feels like it's kind of clean in a particular way that's odd. Like it has like no scratches on it or anything. Well, I have great news. As far as I can tell, that still happens even when my ADHD is medicated, so that may just be a personal problem that I have where I forget that I have a timer. The other real thing that I do is I pause my timer to do like a minor distraction for a couple minutes, and then I like go back to drawing and don't start the timer again, and then I like realize I've drawn for maybe 45 minutes, maybe 2 hours. I don't have any sense of time, and so I'm like, well, shoot.
Firefight.
Yeah. Wow, that person looks like they're wrapped in tinfoil. I just look like I'm made out of plastic. It's kind of matte. I don't know if I like that.
Capturing
Also, I
all
don't know if I said hi.
available
Hi.
kills.
Set. Start. Hill incoming.
Taking fire in the skies! Move now!
Hill ready. Enemy team took the
I like how the enemy voice lines aren't inherently related to anything. Like that, that elite just said like, taking fire in the skies or something like that, which is like, no, we're in a building.
reinforcements. Killing spree.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say like this early. whether or not like my meds are even actually working. Like this is like my 3rd day taking them. And God, I hate taking them, by the way. Vyvanse tastes awful. Like there's no way to swallow that pill without tasting it a little bit, and then it just lingers in your mouth and it makes me want to gag. I don't enjoy it. I can usually take pills just fine. I don't enjoy these ones. But, like, there is a very real chance that I may just, like, not actually be getting benefits from it, and I need to just, like, take a higher dosage after this first kind of trial month and see how that goes, but I don't know. Like I said, I have, like, absolutely no point of reference for how my brain is supposed to function under normal circumstances, so, like, it's a little hard to say. I'm not very good at observing things about myself. Oh, your antibiotics. Yeah, okay. I forgot you were sick. I hope you are feeling better soon. I did read about that on Tumblr or wherever it was. Yeah, that too, I suppose. But, like, I don't know. Like, it's like, I certainly haven't felt like I'm particularly more motivated to just, like, sit down and do things, or to, like, stay doing them and not be distracted. So it's hard to say. Hey, no snarking. I know what you're snarking about. No snarking.
Celebratory noises.
Oh, you know there's more where that came from. There's always.
Is there a way to, like, specifically turn off the Marines talking? I would love it if the Marines didn't talk. Yeah, I think going forward, like, the most important thing that I want to watch for to try and figure out if, like, I am actually getting any benefits from this medication is, like, how I feel around the period where it's supposed to be wearing off. Like, if there's a noticeable difference. Which is a little hard because that's also the period when I am, like, sleepy and it's the morning, so... Am I over there? Nope, just here. Okay. It's saying I can press a button to detach it, and I cannot actually do that. Please? Oh my god. Why is that button, like, not mapped properly? I've thought about starting, like, a journal just kind of in general. I meant to start doing it when I, like, started hormones, honestly. I wanted to kind of document that and start keeping a journal, but there are just so many other things I already have to do before bed. Or, like, at other times of day when I would otherwise consider doing it. Because there was one period of my life where I did keep a journal every single night, and it was when I was a missionary. And if I missed a night, I would, like, make up for it. I would write an entry for the previous day. Like, I would catch up kind of thing. And the only time that I skimped out on it was when the carry-on suitcase, it was the main suitcase that had my journal in it. got separated from me on a flight when I was being transferred to St. Lucia from Barbados, and I did not have it for like a week and a half before it finally showed up at the airport and we could go pick it up. And at that point, I just kind of was like, okay, some stuff happened. Here's a quick summary. Like I didn't go day by day, but yeah, I did that, and then I like tried to continue doing it when I got home, and I immediately dropped off after like a week. And I think part of that is I don't actually particularly enjoy keeping a journal and kind of introspecting in that particular way. And I find I tend to get in my own head way too easily when I do, and become very overly dramatic. Like, reading the journals from that period may have partially been that way because it's like, you know, I was actively undergoing a very drawn-out traumatic experience, but like, and didn't have very good emotional regulation, but like, God, they are like simultaneously so whiny, and also I feel so bad for like 19-year-old me. Like, I'm glad there's at least a written record of like me having a terrible time all the time and being just very confused about what was expected of me. But I don't know, I'm also just very embarrassed about the way that I wrote things at that time. Like,
That's a negative on hostiles.
Set start. Hill incoming.
yeah, that's the other thing also is like, it's like that's part of the reason I just immediately fell off of keeping a journal once I got home from overseas. It's just like nothing was happening. Like, I was back living with my parents during the spring and summer, and like
Enemy team took the hill.
couldn't find a job, wasn't starting school yet, and like, oh, that did not go over the fence the way I wanted it to.
Neutralized. But keep those weapons
Hill
ready.
control.
Nice field and ready for more.
But yeah, there just like wasn't a lot going on, so suddenly I didn't have anything to write about, and like the fact that I didn't have anything to write about was like actively making my mental health worse. And I think that's also kind of why I'm holding off on doing it now, because like my day is very routine, and I think that's good for the purpose of like being self-employed and like consistently productive. Is like just, you know, having routines I can fall into. Helps me keep myself accountable relative to any other days. But like, I think journaling that would make me kind of bummed out. Dear Diary, today I hung out in my basement apartment, and the only time I left was to like go check the mail and order pizza, or pick up pizza. This was the first time that I left my house in 3 days. But it's chill. Like, I don't know, if like notable things happen in my life that I want to like talk about, I'm trying to revive this person. Can you get out of the way? Yeah, if notable things happen in my life that I want to like kind of process and like, you know, relate in some other way, I usually just talk to my friends about it. Or in some cases I ramble about it for 20 minutes in the middle of a Halo stream. Or Zooter. Which is less preferable. I do have a tendency to overshare, and I apologize if that ever makes anybody uncomfortable. I know it's like my stream, but it's not necessarily the vibe I always want to be given off. I just like talking. And a lot of these games that I stream are like kind of games where I just sort of like zone out, and if I'm talking, it's like very stream of consciousness, so. Like, I am not thinking while I'm playing this video game.
Your team scored.
You can't kill me.
Weapon
It's unfortunately true. I actually can't kill you, watch. See? Still full health. I think I can hit them with cars, but there's none of those in this level, unfortunately. I mean, fortunately. It's so good that the Marines are safe.
set start. Hill incoming.
The other thing also is that, like, I find that like having
Precision weapons ready.
like I find that like one of the best ways that I have a weirdly good memory, specifically when I can associate it with like other events and locations and where I was, what I was doing, what I was listening to, what I was drawing, what I was looking at, what I was playing at the time, things like that. Like that's how I remember things. I have a very visual memory a lot of the time, or like just kind of a sensory memory. Like I remember in high school, the way that I would like memorize a lot of stuff for like tests and stuff. Like I would think about like specifically like I would physically remember this like what the part of my notes page looked like that had the information I needed on it. Like I'd be like, oh yeah, that was this part. I remember that. And in a lot of cases, I would also associate it with like what I was drawing on the side at the time that I was taking those notes, or like listening to that explanation in class or whatever. That kind of worked well. And like it was really effective. Like that's, you know, I can't really do like flashcards or whatever, but I can do something like that. My oh god, why is it lagging? One of my high school teachers actually like, it's kind of funny, this came up when I was talking to my doctor about like, at what points in your life did you like suspect that you had ADHD? Like when did you notice symptoms? And one of the big ones was I was like in like elementary school and middle school, I used to like get in trouble all the time for like drawing in class when I was supposed to be like giving my undivided attention. And then I had a teacher in high school who was like really cool and chill and like recognized that like when he let me like when he didn't bother me about drawing in his class, my test scores were like noticeably better and I retained all the information and stuff. He's like, as long as your marks don't start dropping, you can do whatever you want back there. I mean, like, within reason. Don't be like watching YouTube videos or playing your Game Boy or whatever, but like if that's what helps you focus and retain information, then like go nuts. Oh, I have a rocket launcher. Let's bust that out. You. Yeah, and I mean, my marks in his class were really good. Like, I had some of the best marks in his, like, it was like a science class, I think. I think this was like 9th or 10th grade that he, like, I think I had him both of those years, I want to say. Or no, I think I had him for 9th grade science, and then I had him for, like, 11th grade chemistry, is what it was. He was cool. He was actually my hero. I think in 9th grade, I dressed up as him for Halloween. It was very poorly done, and I didn't do a good job. But there were enough, like, inside jokes and, like, kind of, like, references within my outfit and the props I was carrying that it still, like, came across. And he found it very endearing. But it was a very, very much a very, like, 9th grade me kind of move to make. It was very dorky. And kind of half-assed, but yeah, no, he was cool. I had a few teachers like that in high school. Like, I think a lot of like why I honestly don't have a lot of baggage with high school like I do about like middle school. Like middle school, I was bullied relentlessly. High school was chill because everyone stopped doing that because they had better things to do. And also I just had like some teachers who really like made me enjoy being there, I guess. And I had classes that I enjoyed being in, which was kind of a first. There weren't a lot of like electives and stuff you can do in middle school. Like I had band and I could take French, and I didn't really enjoy French. Band was cool though. And like that was it. I think I took home ec in like 8th grade. I didn't really like cooking and I didn't really like sewing. Found both of them extremely stressful. But yeah, but like in high school, I could take things like, yeah, I could take a proper art class as like an elective, and I had a really good art teacher in 9th grade who taught me about perspective and was like totally down for like, hey, if you want to draw like Zelda shit, like go nuts. Like as long as you can like work it into like what the requirements of the assignment are and like prove that you are like learning the core competencies here, like I don't really care if like I don't care if it's Pac-Man, like, go nuts. And this was also partially helpful because, this was also notable because she was really into Assassin's Creed and really liked drawing Assassin's Creed stuff. She was also a gym teacher, which was funky. Like, that was her one other thing that she taught was gym. But she's like, no, I love art, and I know a lot about art, and I can teach it also if you need a person to teach art. So she did, and she kicked ass and, like, was, like, life-changing, as was my 10th grade one, who was just, like, really, really nice.
Commendation.
My 11th grade one was terrible, and he was fired the next year for being specifically not a very good teacher to me. I'm just kidding. He was fired for, like, trying to force kids to use tempera paints, which is like a health thing that you're not supposed to do. You're not supposed to use those in class. And like, there's some other stuff too. There was like trying to get kids to like carve stuff out of that like green foam that like that green foam that people put like plants in sometimes, which is like horrible and itchy and like a lot of people are like severely allergic to. And he like tried to force a girl who was allergic to it to carve something out of it. There was a bunch of stuff like that. He was also just like a dick. I think I've maybe talked about him before, but he basically made me teach his class half the time because I knew what I was doing and he didn't. And so if he couldn't like explain something or explain what he wanted out of something, he would just be like, you know, go ask Taffy. Look at what Taffy did, everyone. This is what I'm looking for. Cool. And I'm like, that's great. When do I get to learn something? He was like also just, I feel like he was trying to kind of like, you know, groom me into being his teacher's pet or whatever. And like, he just really wanted like to have like at least a few students in the class who thought he was cool and relatable or something. And it really didn't work because he was an asshole, and also because like I was the main one he was targeting, but he was also like as a person who was constantly being used as like an example of what he didn't want to see, and like this is how you don't do this, and like this is a bad example of this, was like my best friend. And so I was like not having that shit. I was extremely like hostile to this guy. Wait, the moon? Where's the... Ooh, that's pretty. They did a really good job recreating these. These are good. Yeah. He also had like a voice and an appearance that were like, he looked like an Aardman character, and he had a voice that made him like entirely impossible to take seriously. Like, he'd be like, composition. Let's talk about composition. How would you say your composition is in this piece? And I'd be like, what does that mean? He's like, well, it's when you have composition. He was kind of just like a Muppet, I guess, in a way. With like the speech patterns of like the fucking Rousey Mercedes-Benz video before that existed. No, I hated him. We all made fun of him relentlessly. Like, not to his face. But like, for like the next year or so afterwards, we were like, oh my god, that guy. It was also a huge downgrade because, as I mentioned, the art teacher I had in 10th grade was like the coolest ever and like meant the world to all of us. She was also like our homeroom teacher. Like, we had like kind of like designated homerooms for like classes that weren't actually like a class kind of class, like portfolio prep and stuff. So that was kind of our like default group that we were like, we would like spend time around when we weren't in like a specific class with a particular teacher. And so she was our homeroom for that, and she was really, wow, this game is lagging a lot. Is my computer overheating or something? Doesn't seem like it. Seems like it's fine. The game is just doing that. Please stop exploding me. Okay. And then my 12th grade art teacher was also really interesting because he was also my social studies teacher. I think. Yeah, he was my social studies teacher, I'm pretty sure. And he was really cool. I'm pretty sure that guy like had a big part in radicalizing me in a lot of ways, which is kind of neat. Because there was a lot of stuff in the actual curriculum that was not necessarily like, I mean, it was like I went to school in Alberta. It's like, I don't know what the education stuff is like now, but probably still not great because it's almost always conservative run. But like he was very insistent on like making sure that we understood things like, you know, checking media for biases and understanding how that works and how to spot those things, and like you know, just giving us like very important like kind of
Your team
political literacy skills.
weapon drop.
Um, and he was like pretty into like activism and stuff like that. I went back to visit the school like after I came back from overseas. Or no, I think it was when I was in college I came back because I had been in art school for like a year or so. And my sister talked to like one of her teachers about what I had been up to, and they were like, "Oh, they should come in and like show some of their like art to the class and talk about like what they're learning in their program and like the field that they're going into and stuff sometime if they're ever visiting. That'd be cool." And I was like, "Sure, I'll do that," because it was like one of my old teachers from middle school that I liked. So I went and did that, and it was whatever. But like while I was walking through the school, it was like lunchtime after I got out of there, and this teacher that I'd had for social studies and also art in 12th grade for some reason, because he was also an artist. He was cool. He wasn't like my favorite art teacher, but like it was still, I liked him just as like a person, and so it was like, and we had like a good relationship, and so like he was interested in like kind of the idea of like, hey, you're like already a very experienced artist compared to most people in this class. I want to challenge you. What are things that you would like to work on, and how can I work those into your assignments to make sure that like you're actually getting something out of this, and this isn't just like an easy credit class at a thing you're already good at. And that was cool. I appreciated that. But yeah, no, when I was walking through the school after like going and visiting my sister's class or whatever, he was there like set up at a table with a couple of students, and they were like handing out pamphlets for like kind of awareness and information about like gender identity and stuff like that, and like frequently asked questions and stuff like that about it. I'm like, that's really cool. Damn, all right. I didn't know that you were like that leftist, but I guess that makes sense. Because I was never really sure where he... Oh, God, everything's stuck. Help. Okay, there we go. My control's just completely locked up there. Because, yeah, the other funny thing about him is I was never really sure where he stood on a lot of stuff. Specifically because he was also supposedly Mormon. He was like... I knew he'd been, like, kind of in and out of being, like, active in the church, but in theory... Oh, wait, I have a rocket launcher. I should be using that. One sec. Is there anything big to blow up? I don't want to waste it on this guy. Yeah, okay. I guess it's only wave 2. There's probably not a lot of big stuff to hit with this. Yeah, as far as I could tell from later on, I think he just only went along to church sometimes to, like, you know, support his wife and kids and stuff, which was cool of him. But, like, it wasn't really for him.
Your team scored.
Make it dirty.
Weapon drop.
I think after this match, I need to get up and eat a snack of some kind. Because I'm realizing I am, like, very hungry, because I ate dinner at a reasonable time instead of, like, procrastinating for several hours, since I needed to get on that right away because I told my friends I would be hopping on Splatoon as soon as I was done eating, so. Now I'm realizing it's been like,
Hill ready.
I don't know, I think I ate dinner at like 5, and it's now 2 a.m.
Hill control. Reinforcements.
Team present. Let's go lesbians. We had like a lot of discussions about like the merits of each one and potential like, well, the merits of team team past and present at least. I don't think anyone was really particularly gunning for team future in our friend group, but I had already chosen present ahead of time anyways before we had this discussion. So I was kind of just like trying to convince all the people who were fence sitters to just be like, well, it would make things easier if you just choose present, just saying. And they did, so. I have zero attachment to the Squid Sisters. They have some good songs. I don't care about them as characters. So. I am entirely here for Off the Hook. The theme is secondary. I just like Marina and Pearl. I don't have any of the other idol groups on a t-shirt. Oh, that was the other really funny thing actually that happened at my doctor's appointment when I went and did like the ADHD assessment and stuff. Like other than her just being like, yeah, no kidding, you have ADHD, as I'm sitting there like fidgeting and stuff like that, and like she's like, well, I still have to do like the assessment and stuff. Yeah, the fidgeting and giving like extremely excessively verbose answers to every question. The other thing that was really funny was that when I walked in, she complimented my shirt, but she very specifically said, cool Perlina shirt. So I'm like, ah, cool, she knows. I shouldn't be surprised about this, but I'm still delighted. I don't think any of these turrets actually have a lot of juice in them. I think this one has more, though. B. I really have a problem with these turrets. I should stop using these. I love to talk. People know this about me. Oh, that one has even less in it. Dang.
Hill control.
Like I said, I can't even tell if like this is like some people have told me that like a lot of ADHD medication does make you really talkative. I can't even tell if this is an effect of that because I am just like this. I'm either like very silent and shy or I cannot shut up. Someone like underneath me that keeps claiming the base every time I step out of it. That's very annoying. I wish they wouldn't do that. Hello. It's kind of in the middle of doing a cool thing. Don't do that to me. Stop taking the hill. I'm standing on it. Come on. Oh, wait, I have a rocket launcher. Enjoy. Had to go out eventually. I am also on stream. It is kind of my job to talk here. If I don't talk, then it's just whatever it is that the elites are saying and explosions. Hey, you got a guy right behind you, hey. They had a guy right behind them. Just thought they should know. Oh my god, I was really hoping that would work, and it did. That was sick. Reload this thing real quick. Oh, no. What are you doing in the corner? You're like a little mosquito. The skimmers aren't playing the same game as the rest of us. They're playing Fruit Flies in my apartment simulator. Well, Fruit Fly singular. There's only ever one. And it will like fly in front of my monitor, and I'll be like, damn, and try and catch it, and then I will miss, and then I won't see it again for 2 days. Okay, yeah, so this part is part of the hill too. That's why they keep claiming it. Gotcha. Ah! It's a hunter, hello. Oh, it's like a super hunter too. It's one of the mini boss ones. And you're in here now, cool. Welcome to my pad. What is slurping? Almost certainly a different fruit fly. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do not live more than like 2 days, but... I'm saying I don't like see them like swarming around anywhere. Like they're not like flying around my trash or my fridge or my sink or anything like that. They just like occasionally show up. I wouldn't be surprised if they get in through the vents. I know that's happened to other people who have like basement apartments and stuff. And mosquitoes usually get in through like having the door open for like 1 millisecond too long. Because I think a lot of them get into like the kind of shared like entryway that goes into the upstairs and my basement apartment. And they just kind of hang out in there for a bit, and then as soon as my door opens, they like get sucked in like a vacuum. Okay. I'm gonna change my outfit again, and then I think I'm going to go eat a snack and stuff. And when I come back, I'm gonna do Rumble Bit. Yeah, that seems good. Just change colors. I'm running low on snacks. I gotta go grocery shopping tomorrow. I mean, I also am out of like things I actually need, like milk, but... Wait, did I have the new one that I have as a favorite? I should do that. I wonder where everyone's at tonight. There's like almost nobody here. Which is fine, but like, just curious if I like... Always makes me wonder if I like mess something up with like posting the announcement or something. Like the link didn't work or something. No, wait, no, the link should have worked because it embedded on Tumblr. Are these the only ones I have favorited? Where's my purple? I'm gonna be purple. Do I have a purple one? I think I have a purple one. I should also favorite this. And we'll do the, there's the teal mask with the patterns on it. There we go. Wow. You may be one of the last people to ever be here from a co-host, like, making history. There's only going to be, like, one more of those. Well, no, there'll be one tomorrow, but, like, next weekend. It's not dead yet. It's very close to being dead. Alright, I gotta change my little, armor filter, too. Hold on. I like Go-Hos a lot. Okay, there we go. There's my purple. Alright, cool. I'm gonna go get a snack. I'll be right back. See you shortly. Alrighty, I'm back. Let's do video again. It's time to get silly. It's Rumble Pit time. Did they add more modes? I just gotta make sure I didn't, like, leave any of these out that I do actually want. For those who haven't seen one of my, who don't play this and haven't seen one of my Halo streams before, Rumble Pit is all free-for-all modes, and I specifically have it set so the only modes that come up are the ones that I like, which are all like silly casual modes where you have like infinite needlers, or everyone's got nothing but like energy swords, or like everyone's in low gravity and keeps having like explosive crates spawn in their hand that they can throw at people over and over again. Stuff like that. It's good times. Gosh, it's cold in my apartment tonight. It's like 6 degrees outside, so presumably it may get cold enough tonight that my furnace might turn on again. It happened once this week. It made my apartment smell very dusty because the furnace hasn't been on for, you know, all summer. Oh yeah. I've never had my hair longer than like my shoulders. I don't think I ever will. I don't think it's my thing. I'm much more of like a medium length hair kind of person. If it went further than that, it would just like annoy me and or like freak me out. If I felt it touching my back, I would freak out. I've known people who have like crazy long hair though. It does seem like a lot of upkeep. Honestly, I'm just not even sure if my hair is capable of growing that long. I think it like kind of reaches where my...
Headhunter.
Ooh, hey, this is the new mode they added.
Headhunter.
Why are you saying head... Hey, announcer, are you okay? You said it like 4 times.
Bandit obtained. Abundant skill detected.
So I didn't get any points for that. How does this work? I don't know what... Oh, is Headhunter like you pick them up and take them back somewhere, or...
Translocator requisition confirmed.
Oh, this is another location it's gonna show up, I see.
You have procured the commando rifle.
I don't... I feel like I should have... Oh, okay, so every time someone dies, they drop skulls and you pick them up. And then you take them to one of the locations. Gotcha. Okay. Ah! Yeah, collect points, cash out. Okay. We'll see how this goes. I feel like I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't know that I necessarily love the idea of oh, okay, cool. So people have power weapons already. Yeah. It's a little late for that for me. I would have needed to start HRT as a teenager to, or like as a young adult at least, for that to be viable. I have...
Be cautious.
I started losing some of my hair when I was like 20, so... plan at this point is I'm going to look into transplants and stuff, because that's kind of the most... I try not to talk about it too much, but like that is the thing that I'm personally the most sensitive about as far as like dysphoria kind of stuff. Like that's the thing that I most want to change. Hormones and stuff are cool, you know. I like working on my voice, but the thing that like really I think is going to seal the deal for me is being able to do something about that. But I have to wait a little bit, because you're usually advised to like wait like 9 months to a year after starting HRT to do that, since there's like some level of like there's some degree to which your hair, it doesn't like grow back in if the follicles are like fully dead, but if they are dormant, like where they kind of only grow baby hairs, then like in a lot of cases suppressing testosterone and taking estrogen and stuff can make them healthy again and start producing hair again, which can give you more volume, but it's not going to fix like your hairline and stuff is the thing. So it's more about filling or thinning that it can solve.
Needler. Available.
Destination moved.
Yeah. Unfortunately, like most like hair regrowth and care like medications and stuff like that like have the same kind of limitations that HRT does, where like, wow, that was over really fast. I don't like this mode at all. Yeah, my biggest issue is that I just have like a gigantic forehead, and I can't have bangs, and I desperately want bangs. Bangs would solve all of my problems and water my crops and make me immortal. So I desperately, on an aesthetic and like spiritual level, need cool hair that hangs across my forehead. It is everything to me. Like, I don't know. I do what I can with the hair that I have, but I don't like the shape that it kind of naturally forms now. I had bangs in high school for a little bit. I used to like kind of part my hair and it had like kind of a little swoop that hung across my forehead, and I thought that was cool. And if I could do that, but with long hair, it would kick ass. I could probably get like a Twilight Princess thing going if I really tried. If I still had like hair that was like that. And I can, but it's just going to take some time.
Slayer.
Anyways, it's Purple Rain. I'm purple, the gun is purple, the rain is purple. I like
Fatalities
purple.
give points. Points give victory. Vital signs not found. Active camo. Inbound.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can do anything you want forever, but usually doctors will like, discuss any like sort of health risks that can come with doing whatever you want forever, as they are obligated to do, and in some cases, it may not be the best option on account of, all the health problems. That they could cause, potentially, or like conflicts with other medications or stuff like that. Yeah. No, I mean, like, it's unlikely, but it's like a thing you have to know about. Like, they're required to let you know regardless. Even in countries where, like,
Life expectancy.
the screening process for any sort of HRT is, like, less intensely strict and ridiculous. I assumed you were also going to say something goofy. I didn't. Yeah.
Active camo. Inbound. Warning. Bullets. Please remain calm. Active camo available.
Jeez, that was a waste of an active camo. Yeah, no, that's... Like, I'm not trying to, like, scaremonger about it. I'm just saying, like, that's... When I say, like, you can do whatever you want forever, that's the That is the caveat. There's an asterisk that's like you can do whatever you want forever, unless like doing what you want forever is going to like cause heart failure or something. And there's like a very small chance that that could be a problem if you have like a history of that in your family or something. And usually there's workarounds too. There's usually like different like drugs that you can take for that depending on what your conditions are and stuff like that. But ouch. Yeah, more often than not, if you have like a conflict, it'll be with like a particular drug. Like for example, like I can't do my doctor wasn't comfortable like giving me like spironolactone because of like some like medical history stuff. So like
Not found.
stuff like that. But like there's usually alternatives. I guess my point is like depending on where you are and like how chill your doctor is about like I guess like kind of understanding like not necessarily being trans but wanting to like go on HRT regardless, just for like
Active camo.
personal expression reasons and stuff like that. Like depending on how cool they are with the concept of that, you don't necessarily have to be honest with your doctor about what your goals are and what you're going for. Like, if you're somewhere where like you need to tell your doctor what they need to hear in order to get you where you're going, like, where is this guy? It's invisible. Come on. But like, you do need to be honest with your doctor about any like medical concerns and like history of medical problems in your family and stuff like that. That was the point I was getting at.
Please remain.
With that aside, do whatever you want forever.
Double kill.
Yeah. Well, that's again, that's like the why I make that caveat as well. Like you can lie to them about that if you need to. It depends on where you are, because in Canada, depending on who your doctor is, like I mean, informed consent is a thing, but like it's like if your doctor is cool, you can be upfront about like I'm just like fucking around with my gender presentation and like trying things out kind of thing. And like if you have a doctor like the one that I currently have, like she'd probably be down for that. She'd be like, hell yeah. But like she's one of like 3 doctors in the city who would probably be like that, and everyone else would probably like I don't know that they can necessarily tell you that you can't do that, but they'd be a little weird about it and probably give you some resistance. The process might be slower.
Active camo. Inbound.
Yeah, I was gonna say it probably varies quite a bit in the US depending on state. So they're all so different with what their rules and standards are.
Camo available. Warning. Bullets.
Oh, I flew a lot higher there than I needed to. Oh my god, it worked. Yes! I'm kind of okay at Purple Rain. I'm in like 2nd or 3rd place. No, like I really lucked out. I think I maybe have like one of the coolest doctors I could possibly have had, and it means everything to me. Like having a doctor who just like takes me seriously, like is like, no, you're 27. Like I think you know what you're talking about. You know yourself. Like I'm not gonna like baby you or act like you're like,
Combination.
you know, trying to trick me to get drugs from me. Like if your ADHD was bad enough that it was like causing you to have to sacrifice your physical and mental health to like get through college and ultimately drop out, like I'm not gonna like act like you're like screwing with me here. I get it. But like that is not the standard for all doctors, I don't think.
Defeat.
No. I'll take 3rd place. 3rd place is fine. In a free-for-all out of 8 people, I'll take 3rd. Hello. Bisexual Crimes is a really good username. Congrats on your good username. Yeah. My understanding with how it works in Canada, like I talk about it like it was like a really easy process where I just like was able to just like basically tell my doctor what my deal was, and she's like, cool, well, here's your options for like transitioning and stuff. Like she asked me what my goals and stuff like that, and then was like, here's your options. And went through like the risks and made sure I wasn't like in danger of hurting myself or anyone else, and like checked all my like medical history and stuff. And like all that stuff, and it seemed very straightforward. But there was a step before that that I frequently forget, which is that I really lucked out in getting like kind of fast-tracked on getting a letter of recommendation, because you do actually like need one of those with a lot of doctors. You can't just walk into a doctor's office and be like, hello. Like you need like some kind of like, usually like a mental health professional, like a therapist, or I don't think it has to be a psychiatrist. Like you don't need like a psych eval like you do in like some places, but it does need to be somebody who is like registered as a mental health professional. So in my case, I managed to get hooked up with like there's a local like kind of LGBTQ like community like support and resource kind of group that does like they do events and stuff like that. They do like counseling. They put people in touch with like therapists and stuff in some cases. They do like seminars for parents to like help them like understand how to like work with their like trans kids and stuff like that. Like really cool organization. There's a bunch of them all over Canada. They're kind of like we don't have Planned Parenthood here, but then we have like kind of smaller local equivalents of it. Like if you're near like some kind of like urban center of any kind, usually they have something like that that you can look into, and that's usually like kind of your first step for trying to get on hormones. But it's like, from what I understand, otherwise like pretty similar to Planned Parenthood in like function and stuff. But one of the things that they offer, at least to the one here, is they can like have one of their like mental health workers like interview you over video call or in person, and like oh, that didn't work. I thought that would get me higher. It didn't. Please? Okay. But yeah, like they can interview you and then like basically write you a like a letter of referral to a doctor. So that's what I ended up doing, and so that like kind of fast-tracked the process that I would otherwise need to like in other places where they don't have something like that. I would need to see like a therapist or something to get that, and that would be like a much lengthier process and also potentially more expensive because this was free. So I'm very lucky in that regards. That would have been a much longer process otherwise. Like Canada's healthcare in a lot of cases is still like, you know, it's better than a lot of places, but it's not perfect. There's still a lot of like inconveniences, and in most cases it's very slow is the thing. Like if you want to get something done in a way that is like covered fully or partially by any kind of like public healthcare, like or like any sort of like publicly available service, it's going to be slow as hell. You're going to have wait times. I feel like I've seen a post that had a visual component that explained what white woman normals are, and I cannot remember for the life of me what it was. I feel like it was a Guilty Gear joke. Was this a Bridget thing? I'm doing so good at this by blowing myself up at the same time that I blow up my enemies. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, well, the other thing also, like, important to note about Canadian healthcare is not only is it slow, like, that is if it's something that you can get through, if it's something that you can get through, like, covered by public healthcare. Because in a lot of cases you can't. Like, dental, vision, a lot of, like, surgeries or, like, you know, in some cases I think, like, a lot of, like, disability aids and, like, things that you would need for that, like physical tools and stuff like that. Jeez, I am just getting spawn camped repeatedly, huh? Like, I'm currently in the process of... Oh yeah, also medication usually isn't covered. Like, at all. I gotta start doing the repulsor part of the rocket repulsors, but... Yeah, so I'm currently in the process of trying to figure out how to and whether to and, like, when to sort out, like, a private healthcare plan. Like, try and get, like, the most basic thing that I can without, like, ripping myself off. I took away my blast coil, what the hell?
Warning. Bullets.
Ah, jeez. Jeez. How did that not kill? That was like 3 feet away from that person. How does this person have 19 points? Is it because they're just invincible for some reason? How is this happening?
Leader nearing victory.
I just keep shooting people directly and they're not dying. What the hell? That's not how rockets work. Yeah, I'm in the process of trying to figure out public or private health insurance of some kind because my medication is not covered, and now with like both HRT and ADHD meds, that is going to add up very quickly, especially the ADHD meds. Those are pricey. And like...
M41. Performing in optimal range.
I also really need to go see a dentist and an optometrist. I think I've talked about how, like I mean, we make kind of a joke about it here because I got the whole goggles off thing, and just generally my vision without my glasses is bad. But the tricky thing is my vision with my glasses is also bad. Like, my eyes have just deteriorated, and I've been using the same prescription since like 2019. And so, like, now I can be wearing my glasses and standing in the middle of my living room, and I can't read the clock on my oven that's like 10 feet away and like clearly illuminated in a dark room. So I need to update my glasses prescription so that I can see again.
Defeat.
This match sucked. I didn't have fun. I don't like this one. Kill that person though. Yippee. Oh no, it's the skeleton. Yeah, no problem. I'm not an expert. I'm still relatively new to this stuff in terms of like actually doing it in practice. I've gathered like some amount of information just kind of over the years, but like, and from like knowing a lot of people and also from like talking to my doctor about stuff, but like my actual personal experience with a lot of it is like very limited. Again, I've only been doing this for like I only first started meeting with the doctor like 4 months ago, I think. So, but like I can, there's lots of other people in here who know stuff as well, and I'm happy to answer what I do know, at least. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't take off Soleil's armor when I went on break. I was supposed to do that. See if I can remember correctly which one is Waddle Dee. Nope, that's Mario. There's Waddle Dee. Give her a moment to air out, breathe a little bit at the Waddle Dee. We'll see more of Waddle Dee tomorrow because I promise I'm actually going to start Kirby Star Allies tomorrow. Friedrich, I believe. Anyways, this is the one I wear under my armor because it has shading on the hair and also has like the low ponytail, which I like. But I also could wear this if I wanted. Is there like a difference to the... No, that's the shading. I'm like, is there a difference to the ear between these? Yeah, I was, like the splash art for Kirby Star Allies is like mostly done. I did like half of it, but then I'm like, I'm rushing this and I shouldn't be. I want it to look nice. Like I was really speed running it, like, I don't know, at like 11 o'clock, 11:10. And usually I try and start these around 11:30, and I'm like, this isn't gonna work. And then I just did a Halo stream instead. So, I guess I didn't necessarily need new splash art. I already have, I mean, there's this one that I made for Return to Dreamland Deluxe, which is amazing and perfect and flawless in every way. Like, I can't top this. This is great. But Bunny. I forgot I should have been doing Rumble Pit earlier in the night because it becomes really hard to match into this game mode later on. I'm also feeling like my snack was not sufficient. I should have made like some toast or something. I'm very... if you want to find a better quality version of it, just search like Kirby's Return to Dreamland or Kirby or whatever on my Tumblr. I usually don't delete the first stream announcement of like a series, so that the artwork can stay there somewhere. Hello. So you can find the image there probably. Hopefully. I'm not actually sure. I didn't even bother putting a delete later tag on the co-host version because I'm like, all these posts are going to be gone soon anyway. I'm not going to comb through and delete all of them before the site shuts down. That's too sad. I won't do that. While we're waiting for this incredibly slow loading time, can I show you some bunny images? I have bunny photos on my computer. Let me share my bunny photos with you. Here's another one of a variation of bunny set that I really like. This one's pretty good. I have this one, which is a very, very small bunny. This is like the size of my computer mouse. It's real good. Absolutely minuscule. I think that the file name for that is verytinybunny.jpg. This bunny is just really good, and I like it. I like the shape that it is. I like its little lop ears. I like that it's standing. This is great. This is like a Pikachu to me in the way that it's standing, you know? This is delightful. Oh, I reblogged this one on Tumblr this week, but this one really makes me happy. Look how tall it is. Big stretch. What else? Let's scroll down a little bit, find a random one. Something a little older. This one's really good. Silly. I wonder if I can find one of the ones that he used as like a reference for the bunny tar images. I bet I can. This one, I think that it's Tom Cruise. Oh no, they're doing the thing again where the game says that I can't play because it thinks I'm cheating. Why does it do this? Okay, I have to exit. Hold on. This is gonna take a second. I have to relaunch the game because it hates me. I'll relaunch it straight from Steam just to make sure it really makes it, or make sure that I have easy anti-cheat on. Why are you? No, do not update Gmod. Do not. Don't you dare. I am streaming. Don't you dare do that to my bitrate. I need to just tell Gmod to never update unless I tell it to, because the likelihood of me playing Gmod at any point is, let's see. Yeah, only update this when I launch it. Great. Okay, don't ever do that again. Oh, whoops, I have to... It, like, wants to pay attention to this window, not the actual one. There you go. Wow, that's a number. Okay, this is also going to take a second to load, but usually it doesn't take as long if you've already launched it, like, within the same day. This is the bunny that brings me the files when it's loading. It takes a long time because they're all on floppy disks. That's why the loading is slow. Coming over here. Oh, hey, I got another one. Another delivery. Why do I have so many pictures of bunnies with floppy disks? Yeah, they're bringing them over at like 30 kilobytes at a time or something. Thought you might want this. Hands you a floppy disk, hands you a floppy disk, hands you a floppy disk. Yeah, floppy disk. I was just about to say. I had like another window in front of the chat and I was just about to say floppy disk. I'm so glad you got to it before me. Okay, well, it's a new era in which I've relaunched the game, so I'm going to change my color again. Alternatively, hoppy disks, but that could also be frogs, which I'd be okay with. I'd be okay with that. I think frogs are acceptable. That's a hard stance I'll take. I think they're acceptable. I accept frogs, and you should too. I don't accept them as payment, though. I do need people to pay me money for commissions. Okay, can I get into Rumble Pit? Oh, that's fun. I love when bunnies have like weird ear configurations. Hey, look at this one. I should do this more often. One of my friends has like a slideshow as like a slideshow of bunny images as like a loading screen for taking like snack breaks and stuff. It's extremely good. I don't know how to implement something like that. I don't know if I care enough to do it. I kind of like just having the banner over whatever game I'm playing so people know like what I'm doing and that I'm coming back relatively soon. But it is a very cute idea. Yeah, I can play show and tell with Bunny for hours. I currently have 877 files in my Cool Bunny Images folder. What is this level? Oh, I've played this before. That would be really good. I don't know how to set that up, but if there was a way to do that, I would totally do that. I would be like, I would just upload like a massive gallery of bunny photos and just like, I bet there's a way to do it with like stream elements or something.
Points give victory.
Or like maybe there's like a plugin that lets you like do a bunch of stuff as like, it like runs on your desktop and you can run things out of it and set it up as like a a source on your stream.
Vital signs.
Ah!
Found.
Don't look at me, don't look at me, don't look at me. Ouch. Are you kidding me? You punched me in the rocket mode? Okay. I really wish I had had, like, better experiences with having pet rabbits. Because I just really didn't have, like, a lot of, like, there was a brief period where we had rabbits, but it was, like, very loose we.
Successfully
Like,
delivered.
my family had rabbits. I did not take care of the rabbits or have much to do with them. They lived in a little hutch in the backyard that my dad built for them.
Warning.
And none of us particularly hugely liked the rabbits. They were funny sometimes when they would run around in a little, like the big enclosure that my dad built. Like they were kind of like a bunch of like fences that you could like set up and take down. Like they were just kind of like modular. And so we could make kind of like different sized and shaped like enclosures for them to run around in the backyard without them getting away.
Please.
Um,
Remain calm.
and you could like climb in there with them and play them. It's a pretty common thing for people who own bunnies, I think. And that was like endearing, but like most of the time they were just like
Overshield.
didn't want to do anything. They were like lazy and grumpy and stayed in their hutch all the time, and they smelled bad. Like by choice. Like they did not like us. And like I hear stories of people who have like nice little indoor rabbits that are silly and fun, and they love them, and they have all these funny little stories about them, and I'm like, man, I'm jealous of your rabbit story. This is a Halo 5 mode? Okay. They added this a couple updates ago, I think. Oh, I got an assist in a free-for-all mode. I bet that's really helpful. Well, it was probably made in Forge, so they have like less options for foliage and stuff. Like most of these, a lot of the new maps are made in Forge. Ah! I want to be overshield. I thought that was gonna land. Oh well. I thought that was actually a good tactic. I was gonna get out of sight of that person as they ran past, but it didn't work. I mean, it worked momentarily, but someone else shot me. Hey.
Double kill.
I will take third, gladly.
Enemy halfway to victory.
Overshield inbound. Overshield available.
I hit a wall, but that didn't. It was very confusing. I hit somebody, and then I died. Why did a bunch of grenades just spawn out of me? Okay. Lots of ledges that are like not actually in reach for me. Ouch. That was me. I did that, but they got credit because they hurt me last. I'm excited for autumn to like really properly be here. I haven't seen like a city in this part of Canada like in the fall in a really long time with the leaves and stuff. And like, when I used to live out in Ottawa, like, it had a very specific look that was different than what I grew up with in the fall. So I'm excited to have a new, like, this will be my first fall here. I'm excited to see what that's like for me.
Shortened.
I also, this is related to the fact that I was just thinking about how I need to draw my persona in fall colors again. I gotta do a cozy fall image. Ooh. I just like pointed and immediately looked away. I didn't want to see it. Okay, well now they know I'm here. Unless they're a bot. Ah, I should have repulsor. Should have done the read. I'm also proximity to a lot of people who play Deadlock, but I'm not touching a MOBA, so it kind of just bounces off my
Hostiles removed.
comprehension. It looks neat. I like the character designs. I like the ridiculous lore that I saw for some of the characters. There's a lot of funny little freaks, and I think that's important. Ivy's really good. Ivy's a prime example of like a very well-developed like little freak.
Please remain calm.
Hanging from all of the zip lines by her tail and stuff. It looks kind of unfinished in a lot of cases, but that's because it's in like beta. But like, there's certainly parts of it that are like, oh, this is a placeholder, huh?
Bullets successfully delivered. Vital signs not
I'm
found.
climbing my way back up. I'm in third. I'm back and forth. Oops. Yeah, I mean, people still seem to be having fun with it, so like, I don't know. I've, not recently, but I've played my fair share of games that are like unfinished but still really, really fun. Oh, hey. I think I can throw. I know how to do that. Konged, idiot. Okay, well. Yeah, I mean, it's a Valve MOBA that's also a hero shooter. I'm fairly confident that I will not
Optimal range.
ever hear the end of it. It's going to be around for a long time, I'm sure. Especially once it's actually properly done. But I'm not going to be touching it, I don't think. Doesn't interest me.
Warning. Bullets.
Oh my god, I could actually catch up. We're tied for first, we're tied for first, we're tied for first. No! Come on. Okay. Yeah, I didn't have high hopes for that, but it could have happened. Oh, that sure is the default skin for that armor. That armor that I hate the default look of because it makes it look like a lame, like... Is it Crisis I'm thinking of? There's like another, like, shooty game that has like tech suits, and that's what the Chimera one kind of looks like. Okay, well, we're still getting matches with like decent ping, so may as well keep doing this until they stop letting me. I'm trying to remember what the name of the other game is that's kind of like similar to what Deadlock is going for. Is Paladins the one that's like that, where it's like kind of a hero shooter but also kind of a MOBA? Maybe Battleborn? Or Smite? Yeah, I don't know. I thought Smite was just like a straight up MOBA. I don't know. I don't play any of these. I don't even play hero shooters either. Like, I didn't play Apex or anything like that. I played Overwatch for like 2 months, and then never again. I had fun for those 2 months, I guess, but it was like really early in the game, and also I played it on PS4 with no voice chat enabled, so nobody could hear me and I couldn't hear them.
Slayer.
So I didn't have to care if I was doing bad. And I also didn't have to care that much that I was playing a character who was like actively worthless in the meta at the time, and as far as I know, never got any better, which was, of course, Zenyatta.
Cease the enemy.
Oh, hello. Okay, well, I didn't really win any of that, huh? I remember, like, I stopped playing... Like, the period of time when I started and stopped playing Overwatch was, like, right when they added Doomfist, if that gives you, like, a kind of a sense of time for anyone who knows anything about that. I'm sure Zenyatta had his moment in the sun eventually. Not when I was playing it. I loved him. He was so fun. He was not very good.
Heat spike detected.
Haha,
Detect
look behind you.
Covenant energy signatures.
I like Ninja Slayer. It just makes me feel silly. It's great. Oh, they stuck me, I think. Oh no, they slashed me. Yeah, I think when I used to play Overwatch for, again, 2 months and then never again, like it was just the summer before I started college, so like 2 or 3 months maybe. I borrowed a copy from my high school physics teacher, who was like, hey, here's some games that came out while you were overseas. You should play them. One of them was No Man's Sky, which is really funny in hindsight, because that was before anything good about the game had happened. It was like, in fact, I think he specifically said, this game isn't good, but you should play it to experience the mediocrity that everyone was really sad about. It's a cultural moment that you need to be a part of. I didn't play it, but hello. Oh, Orisa. Yeah, that was the character that I ended up maining towards the end of when I was playing it. I specifically really liked, I think right around the time that I stopped playing and went off to college. And then just, I didn't have a PC that could run it, so that was the end of that. Hello. Ouch. Orisa was the one that I played because they added this mode that was like, it was kind of a gimmick mode. I'm always up for like these like kind of funny classic mode or casual modes in these games, right? Like that's, I like stuff like that. And they added one where you have like, it's like just kind of like everything is doubled. Like everyone has like double health, but they also have like double or like it's like double health but halved cooldowns on like a bunch of their abilities and stuff, and like double charge speed for like all of their ultimates and stuff, and so it becomes like it just becomes very chaotic. It might have actually been called like chaos mode or something. I don't know. I don't have any idea. But yeah, that was really fun to play with Orisa because I could just like kind of hold myself up in like a tight passageway or something and just keep using my stuff that like generated shields for all of my nearby teammates, and then just endlessly like keep firing and firing and firing with her like minigun or whatever. And it was like stupid and unbalanced, but it was fun. I had a lot of fun with it. But yeah, other than that, back when I used to play it a bunch before that, like, and just play it normal in like quick play. I never played ranked was the other important thing. I didn't play with voice chat and I didn't play ranked. I played, yeah, Zenyatta, and I played Pharah. I like funny jetpack. And also, like, Pharah has a lot of really cool skins. I remember I unlocked the... I refused to spend money on it. It was like... I was completely unswayed by loot boxes. I would earn all that shit completely legitimately. And, like, buy things with credits if I could and stuff like that. And I... Hold on. I remember being really overjoyed that I managed to get like one of the jackal skins for Pharah. Got to be a funny dog. I did, I think I did fan art of that once. I spent like hours and hours rendering all the shiny like black and gold segments of
5
her
minutes
armor with a mouse in GIMP, I think, on my laptop. I have to like put that in perspective sometimes, I think. Like sometimes I feel like I'm working too slow for things. And then I have to remember that the only thing that matters is like whether or not I'm working fast enough to not like rip myself off for like how much I'm being paid on the projects. Because beyond that, like anything I can do now is like a million times faster than anything I could do like, you know, when I was like 21 or whatever, like before I started using a tablet and actual decent art software and just generally like kind of honed a lot of my processes and stuff like that. Ah! Because like to do the kind of stuff that I can do in like a couple hours now, if I'm really like in a good like mood and a good like sort of art flow state, it took me weeks as like a teenager or pretty much at any point in my life before I got a drawing tablet.
Popping in.
Ah, popping in. Hello. Thank you for the Prime sub. Fresh out of peanut butter.
defeat.
148. Okay, this is probably the last Rumble Pit I'm going to be able to do. After this point, they're probably going to start having like more than 2-minute wait times estimated, and that means that like it's too late in the night to be getting like matched with people in my actual server region, which means if I do get into any games, they're going to be like 200 ping and I'll just die. How's this operation thing going? Is that... Okay, it's 20 levels. I don't care about that very much, but okay. It could mean it's time to go to bed. But it's only 3 a.m. here, which means I've only been awake for 12 hours? So I'll probably play for at least another hour, but after this Rumble Pit match, I'm probably going to switch back to Firefight. Maybe I'll do regular Firefight instead of the Reach one. Although I imagine everyone's probably playing the Reach one, so it'll be easier to get into full games quickly. Since that's like the current event. Just realized my cursor shows up on this stream, which means that people can see me noodling with the mouse cursor. I draw a bunny with it. Oh, okay, it's gone. Never mind. Too late.
Out to seize the enemy.
Oh shit, there's like a cool little rat. Did you see that? Anyone else see the cool little rat? I know I'm supposed to be like shooting people with rockets. Oh, I wanted to see the cool little rat. Another victim falls to the cool little rat. Don't do that to me. Hee-hoo.
Not found.
Have I ever shown the hee-hoo image in here? I gotta do that at some point. Yippee and hee-hoo have really like entered my vocabulary and stuck there. And like I'm very cool with yippee, but I need people to understand what I'm conjuring in my mind when I say hee-hoo. Because I think it might also be... Some people have tried to tell me that that is a Homestuck thing, which I reject because I would say it is also, if it's in Homestuck, that's probably from Shin Megami Tensei first. Because it'd be like He-Ho or whatever, the Jack Frost thing. But there's a specific image that I'm always thinking of when I say He-Ho. It's a picture of a mouse inside a, like poking its head outside of, or out of a tennis ball, and looking very proud of itself. Yeah, Yippee has been a real one in streams a lot. It comes up a lot when I'm like playing games in particular. I shoot someone with a rocket launcher, I say Yippee! See if I can find this fast enough. I'm gonna very gradually spool this up through multiple steps. Oh, hey, okay. Didn't mean to do that. Hey, you got someone. Cool.
Sure.
Oh, I didn't even get him. Dang. Okay. Oh, this isn't gonna work because I'm gonna have to like. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to pull this image up in between rounds because I'm gonna respawn too fast and. Ah! I didn't even get them. Come on. Yeah, because if I put it on screen, it's gonna be stuck there at whatever size it is until the next time I can respawn and get rid of it. Oh, I really slid for a while there. Is that a specific effect of like the ice crystal like kill effect maybe? Makes your ragdoll slipperier? That'd be neat. I don't think that's how that works. I think it's just the water. Ah! Wow, give back the bomb. Awesome classic Halo reference. That's so cool. I remember when Master Chief said that. Ah!
Enemy halfway to victory.
Oh nice, I got funny grenades.
Active camo available.
I just don't think I have the reflexes to like repulsor a rocket like in time for it to do anything. The important thing is that I'm not losing to the bot by exactly 1 point.
Please
Ooh.
remain calm.
Five minutes remaining.
Ah. Well, this guy's made out of bungee cords. That's unusual. Very specific combination of... Ah! Okay. Hey, they didn't get the point for that. I think I lost a point, though.
Leader nearing victory.
Hey, I got somebody. Hey, it was the bot. Okay. Nobody else would fall for that.
Active camo. Inbound.
Damn it. Yeah, okay. Should have expected somebody would be camping that. Yeah, this isn't going great for me. What happened to all the other funny modes? Feels like it's been... I got like one Ninja Slayer, one Purple Rain. There's been no Kong Slayer tonight, which is really sad. Ouch, jeez. I was feeling particularly silly. I would disable all the other game modes and only have Kong Slayer and see how long it takes me to get into a match. Okay, I hit somebody. That's promising, but also dangerous.
Life
Hey,
expectancy
cool.
shortened.
I think that person might have fallen off the edge while trying to get away from me. Because I was the last person to damage them, I got the point for it. Yeah, I don't think we're clawing this one back. Okay, it's time to show you Hihu. It's all been worth it for this. It's this. This is one of my favorite images in the entire world forever. I love Hihu. It's so good. Like, look how happy this mouse looks. I think one of the reasons I particularly got into the habit of saying Hihu while playing games was like, so I think I got a 6th win in Noida playing on my own with, like just hanging out in a call with my friend until they like fell asleep. And I had this really goofy Pinkie Pie run, I think it was, where I think it was Pinkie Pie. Yeah, wait, yeah, it was. And I had like this strat where I would like use like a drilling wand to like carve a little hole through a wand into a room, and then I would fire this like insane barrage of like very aggressively homing and bouncing and like just infinitely bouncing and homing like explosive bolts. And I would just fire them into the room like a machine gun, and not like I would just poke my head in and do that, and then like walk into the room and pick up all the gold because I had the perk that made it so the gold doesn't go away. And it was awesome. It was so good. It was an extremely funny run. Also, I crashed the game at one point because I fired so many bouncing explosive homing bolts. The game just straight up crashed. I feel like I don't think I've ever crashed Noida before. It turns out Noida does have an autosave, but only for when it crashes. But it behaved very weirdly. Oh, did I just load the thing again? Okay, I guess we're doing one more of these after all. But yeah, when it reloaded, it reloaded me back at the last Holy Mountain, like, safe area that I had just left in, like, above the Temple of the Art. But it didn't load the actual Holy Mountain area. Like, there was an entire chunk of terrain that just, like, didn't load. There was nothing. There was a void. I could just go right through it. I could fly right up through the ceiling of that area into, like, the bottom of the vault again. If I wanted, like, enemies were coming down from there and just, like, waltzing into the next area because there was no barriers. But there wasn't anything actually funny or cool I could do with that, so then I just went and beat the game, and it was pretty good. I just have to be really careful because having a bunch of bouncing, homing shots zipping around is a real problem with those, like, guys with the glowing heads that, like, return fire for however many times they're damaged. But yeah, it went okay. But anyway, the Hihu thing became a staple of that. This is going to take a little while. I'm just going to cancel. Okay, firefight, battle for reach. Yeah, let's do it. It makes sense. This is like more or less my my reach character as well. Goodness gracious, my apartment is cold right now. I might have to turn on my space heater for a little bit and warm things up. My legs are freezing and they're like wrapped in a blanket. I always just keep like a space heater under my desk, like a little kind of circular one. And I can just flip it on if I get cold. It like warms up my legs, and that tends to just kind of radiate upward from there.
Firefight.
It was very essential in my last place because the basement room that I had in the last place where I had roommates, that basement was freezing. Like no heat got down there ever, no matter what time of year it was, but especially in the winter.
Locate the hill. Become its administrator.
Set. Start. Hill incoming.
Feels like it's been a while since I actually shot things. I guess that's because it was all rockin' repulsors and swords.
Hill ready.
You'll die for that.
Where?
Hill
Okay.
control. Reinforcements. Killing spree. Double kill.
I think they might be shooting their own guys, which is a problem for them, I would say. Not for me. I'm okay with that.
Reinforcements. Killing friends. Double kill.
How did you get in that tree? How did he do that? I was like kind of impressive, but also very strange.
Reinforcements. Your team about to score. Running right. Double kill. Overkill. Double kill. Triple kill. Rampage.
All municipal employees. Rejoice.
Double kill.
Galactic holiday.
Oh, that's gonna be a problem. Yep, okay. Ouch.
5 enemies remaining. 2 enemies remaining.
These reach ones have like way longer respawn timers, I think. Or maybe not. These might be normal actually. I think it's heroic mode.
Weapon drop.
They bump the respawn timers up to like 45 seconds, I want to say.
Set. Start. Hill incoming.
I think it'd be fun to just like play through Reach, but with like some of the armor abilities from Infinite, specifically the grappling hook. I would love to play through Reach with a grappling hook. I think that'd be so cool.
Hill control.
There's no enemies over here. I'm not using that. Ah. Let's try that again, maybe.
Reinforcements. Mounted and loaded. Double kill.
Rockets. Commendation.
Reinforcements.
Okay, cool. So I can still detach the turret. I just have to punch it. I can't like... I can't do it the way they tell me to do, which is to press that button, because it never works for some reason. Yeah, I think grappling hooks are good, especially if they're good grappling hooks. And this game has a damn good grappling hook. No game doesn't have a good grappling hook. Here's a hot take. Wind Waker. I don't like Wind Waker's grappling hook. It's slow, it's clunky, it's not very satisfying. It's really easy to mess it up and use it wrong so that it doesn't actually help you. The one cool thing about it is that you can steal stuff from enemies.
Enemy team took the hill. Running.
But I think ultimately what I do want is just... I do just kind of want a hook shot, but with physics. And that's what grappling hooks are in games like this, so...
Hill control. Your team about to score. Rampage.
Ah, I don't want that. Where did my other gun go? My other gun vanished? It's just gone? Okay. I've heard the Titanfall 2 one is very good too. I own that game. I need to play it at some point. Amongst, you know, many other games that I own and need to play at some point. There's a list. It's not in any order. One that I have been meaning to play at some point in my spare time as my next kind of game that I do legitimately need to get around to is... it was going to be Outer Wilds, and then I realized I don't actually already own that. I am still waiting for a sale. I was excited to be able to talk to my friend who just finished it and has been gushing about it for a while, but
Your team scored.
that was when I thought that I already owned it.
Drop.
So the one that I... I'm stuck inside a thing. This is the one that has like 2 bullets in it, yeah, okay.
Hill
I could just shoot that so it didn't... There we go. It didn't even shoot a single bullet, I just held the button and it went to 0. Yeah, the one that I'm thinking I will probably play next for like a single player game that I need to just do it already is, I realized I did actually buy... Whoa, what is this gun? I picked up somebody else's Bandit Evo. This thing is wild. It's got like horns on it. But no, in Stars in Time is the... like the time loop RPG I really need to play. I've had a few people tell me that it's like extremely, extremely good, and I was excited to check it out. I think I maybe followed the person who made it. I'm not sure, but... yeah, I realized the other day that I own that, so I installed it on my desktop in the hopes that I will see it and remember to play it. That being said, I've also had Franken, which is like an hour-long RPG. It would really not be that big of a commitment to play, sitting on my desktop for... I don't know, however long Franken's existed. So... honestly, if there was like one... Wait, am I getting the kill effects from this person's gun too? It's like making like sword noises when I kill enemies.
Spartan down. Repeat. Spartan down.
I won't take your gravity hammer because I am a nice person. And also because I have a rocket launcher. Yeah, it's definitely making sword noises when I kill things. That's neat.
Your team scored. Weapon drop.
Should I write that they have like one of those little supply crates?
Hill
Yeah, thank you.
incoming.
Yeah, it's part of the kill effect. Like it's not just a sound, it's like it would be like some kind of visual effect. I just didn't realize that that was like a weapon specific thing and not like I guess it is equipped to the weapon, but like for some reason I always thought that was like a thing that only happens on your end and it's just any variation of that particular weapon will have that effect. Because I think I have one that makes like green, green and yellow balloons and confetti when I kill things with the commando rifle.
Reinforcements.
Ah, that was unnecessarily dangerous. Why did I walk into that?
Hostiles around. Eyes open.
Heavy weapons up and ready.
Reinforcements. Your team about to score.
I think something that really scares me is like when people talk about how like their computer runs hot enough to like warm up their room in the winter or whatever, and that like terrifies me because because like my computer is like moderately warm, like it's controlled, it's doing fine, it's handling it, but it is venting a lot of heat in order to keep the computer itself cool. And oh no, I'm out of ammo.
Scored.
Ain't dead yet. Vanished. Heavy weapons online and ready to deploy.
Gotta go find a crate. I need to keep using this cool gun that makes a sword noise. Yeah, exactly. But like even then, like with the amount of heat my computer is like venting to
Set. Start.
run this game and like at like high graphics settings and stream at the same time, like it is not warming up my room in the slightest. I don't think I've ever experienced that happening, and that makes me terrified to think what these people are doing to their computers if it's able to warm up their room. Like either their room is very, very small and like reflects a lot of heat back on them, and maybe their legs are like really close to their computer or something like that. There we go, that's what I want. Give me that.
Heads up. Chief's moving in.
Or they are just like overheating the hell out of their computer and it's going to stop working soon. Oh yeah, it like slices them into pieces. They just get like burned and... Okay, that's pretty cool. I'm assuming that's supposed to be some kind of like dragon themed effect maybe. Where's the gun guy?
Reinforcements.
It is time to fight.
Really sounded like that elite just said, hey, it is time to fuck. And I respect that, I guess. It's not what I'm here for, but like, you know. Hope he finds what he's looking for, wherever he is now. After I didn't see what happened to him, but I got elite kill showing up on the corner of my screen. Oops, that was unnecessary. No, we don't know that. He's like... Schrodinger's exploded. Okay, well I have no choice. Got a rocket launcher, sorry. Gotta run away, sorry. I should probably just grab a different gun. I can't keep using this forever. Wait, is this the Ravager rebound? I don't want this. Oh no. Yeah, okay. Well, it does damage at least. Yeah, this is the one that shoots single shots. Wait, there's an energy sword. Let's take that. Cool.
Your team scored
I win.
victory.
That whole like rambling thing that I said earlier about like fall and stuff like that. I don't know how I ended up on that tangent earlier, but I'm realizing that I had a point that I was getting to there, which is that I'm looking at this image of Soleil on my screen wearing this like kind of nice like kind of desaturated cherry red kind of armor, and I'm like, I should draw her in shades of red more often. That was what I was getting at, and somehow I ended up on this whole other tangent about seasons and stuff. But I think it was because I was thinking I should draw her in like autumn colors and like sweaters and stuff. So I usually draw her wearing like blues, greens, or purples is typically what I go for. You know, since she's already got yellows and pinks. Yeah. Well, usually what happens is I feel like I need to like explain or give additional context before I just like say the thing that I'm thinking. And then that becomes the thing that I actually talk about, and I forget what I was originally talking about. I mean, in that conversation with my sister yesterday, I basically gave her an abbreviated summation of the entire plot of Breaking Bad just to explain like one like funny joke about like a particular type of like legal situation in Better Call Saul, because my sister's like studying to be a lawyer. And we had an entire 20-minute conversation just so I could be like, oh right, the reason I brought this up was because of blah blah blah. Like a thing that took like 15 seconds to explain. But it was like, first I have to give you all of this context. Do you know about this? Okay, so here's this and this and this. Okay, now do you know about this? Cool, now here's this and this and this. Wow, that's like Xbox Monster Gaming Master Chief over there. That one looks like a Bionicle.
Capture and hold the available hill.
Set start. Hill incoming.
Yippee.
Enemy team took the hill.
I'm down here. Now I'm up here. Isn't this fun? I love space.
Double kill.
I do wish Kirby was here, though.
Control. Reinforcements.
Ah,
Plasma grenades.
punching kept me from grabbing the edge.
Double kill. Frenzy. Double kill. Enemy team took the hill.
Parades have been scheduled.
Double kill. Running rot. Reinforcements. Double kill. Hill control.
Exclamatory
Okay, I guess I get like green like confetti and smoke effects
Make it dirty.
on the assault rifle too. Nifty. Didn't remember setting that up, but I guess that's something I did at some point. Yeah, I'll take a skewer, why not?
Nightmare.
Wait, is that actually the is that the lore description for that character? Because I know a bunch of them are like pretty detailed. And then there's even more detailed versions of them on the website. Is that actually what it says? Because that's really funny. Yeah, that's amazing. I really enjoy that as like a format of humor. Like when oh, I thought that would send me up. Okay. When like there's an established format for something being like very like detailed and explanatory, and then there's just like as a joke, like there's just one instance of it that is like very blunt and extremely to the point, like minimal. One that weirdly comes to mind is like I've been listening to a bunch of Sawbones still, which is like that medical history podcast by Justin and Sydney McElroy. And like,
Set. Start. Hill incoming.
oh come on, these doors are really finicky. But yeah, they usually have like very like, you know, fairly helpful like descriptions for each episode, so you know what you're getting into and whether or not it's something that you like want to listen to, because you know that's important when they're talking about like medical stuff. There's some stuff that you're like, you know, it's a podcast where there's not like continuity or like stuff like that you have to keep track of, so you can just kind of pick and choose things that are interest to you and avoid ones that seem like they would gross you out or stress you out or whatever. And like, but yeah, usually they have very detailed descriptions and you know, explaining like a kind of a little summary of what the episode's about. And then there's one episode that's called How to Detox from Vaccines, and the description is just you can't. It is a full-length episode where they talk about all the weird things that people are trying to do to detox from vaccines or whatever, and what on earth that's even supposed to mean. But like, I just made me chuckle a little bit seeing that that's just the that that's the description for it.
Hill control.
Come on. Rude to me. I think gravity should cooperate with me a little bit more. I also need a gun. That'll work. I don't use the Mangler enough. It's a pretty decent heavy pistol. I like it well enough. Gets the job done. A little bit of drop on it, which is fun. A lot of kick. Very chunky, satisfying gun. I think they like buffed it at some point too. It definitely feels like it's stronger than it used to be when I first played this. Also, what is block halo? What is that? It's not a shotgun, no. You're thinking of the there's another one that has like a similar name, and it's in like Halo 3, I think. Like it's another brute weapon. Why are you like energized with shields? Oh no, they're being electrocuted. Okay. Well, that's fine then. You're allowed to be electrocuted. That's your right. The Mauler, yeah.
Team scored.
I kept wanting to call it the Scrungler, and I knew that wasn't correct.
Weapon drop.
I think they want us to actually pick up weapons, don't they?
Start. Hill incoming.
kind of just want something other than a mangler that has 3 bullets in it is kind of the thing here. I guess I'll just take this and run with whatever I got once I get there.
Enemy team took the hill.
Oh, okay, 2 people are dead. That's not good. What on earth is down here that killed them?
Hill control.
Oh, you can break these things in the center. That's fun.
Reinforcements.
Yeah, there shouldn't be a restriction on links. If there is like a problem, it'll just like ask Automod to confirm it, I think, but
Reinforcements. Double kill.
hello. I need both of you to explode. Thank you. Excellent. I will now be taking your gun. Everyone in this game is so polite to me most of the time. I'm like, I need you to explode, and they're like, on it, boss. Yes, ma'am. Was just thinking about exploding. Thank you for the reminder. And I'm like, great. Oh, we can work this out.
Double kill. Reinforcements.
Yeah, I'll take a couple commandos, I guess. Why not? Yippee. I was really mad that I like went through the entirety of the campaign for this game and didn't realize that you can use the commando as a precision weapon because everything's a precision weapon in this game. Like there isn't like a specified class of weapons that are or aren't allowed to have headshots. It's just certain weapons are like single fire and more accurate. Like you can get a headshot with a plasma pistol in this. It's great. Yeah, this gun is like kind of a messy, inaccurate, like assault rifle kind of thing, or like an SMG sort of. I don't know. It's a gun. I don't know classes of guns. It does gun things, and it shoots kind of fast, but it's like kind of inaccurate. What I didn't realize is that you can tap fire it, and then it becomes like decently accurate.
Set start. Hill incoming.
You think there's a rock?
Well, that doesn't make sense because a blaster is like a thing that shoots a little ball of ink that explodes. Who gave me a repair field? Thank you for doing that. I think you struck it to my back. I don't know why I'm talking to my teammates like they can hear me.
Hill control.
But yeah, the first time I played Infinite's campaign, I was like... Oops. The first time I played Infinite's campaign, I was still in like the kind of the routine of like playing the other Halo campaigns, which is that I usually like am always trying to hoard precision weapons and ammo for them. And so I was like, oh, I gotta have a battle rifle all the time because the whatchamacallit, the
Triple kill. Overkill.
the DMR equivalent, the Bandit, didn't exist yet. They added that like a couple years later, I think. Or a year later? I don't know. They added it at some point.
Your team about to score.
It was part of a big multiplayer update. So yeah, I was using battle rifle for everything, and like really struggling anytime that I didn't have it. And I had no idea the whole time that I could have just been using this gun, which is extremely plentiful, and a lot of the banished guys drop it.
Scored. Weapon drop.
Oh, I wanted the free free overshields off of that. If you revive somebody, you get you both get overshields.
Set. Start. Hill incoming.
Yeah, I don't think anyone else wants the elite bloodblade. Oh yeah, I can do this to get around.
Hill ready.
The Forerunner precision guns are pretty good. Yeah, no, I liked a lot of the gun selection in
Control.
Halo 4. That was a game where precision weapons still mattered, and a lot of them were pretty good.
Reinforcement.
And then they improved them even more in 5, which was nice. Like, I seem to recall they made the, what was it called, like the bolt gun or something like that? It's like the Forerunner pistol thing. They made that thing a little bit better in 5. But there's like the light rifle, I think it maybe is called, in Halo 4. Ooh. All right. That answers that problem. I do not like this gun. Get this out of here. Yeah, I hope the Forerunner guys come back as like an enemy class at some point. I do actually like. They weren't the most fun to fight in Halo 4. They were kind of bullet sponge. Oh, hello. Okay, so they're not letting me like just ping the actual like mini boss, huh? Who is hurting me? I'm taking consistent damage. Okay. Killed a lot of stuff with a grenade. I feel okay about that. Sure hope this person didn't run all the way back to that other room to get the Bloodblade.
5 enemies remaining.
That'd be really tragic. Anyways, I have a bandit again. Killed him.
Hill control. Last enemy. Your team scored. Victory.
Yippee. Oh no, not this again. Why is it doing this to me? I should look this up and see if there's like a particular thing that's causing this. Hold on. You press start and then X to sign out. That. I don't think that's how that works. Okay. Yeah, so I'd have to it seems like everyone on Reddit is saying you have to restart the game to deal with that. That's really annoying. Honestly, I could just end the stream here. It's been about 4 hours. I'm like a little bit tired, and I need to work on a bit of art stuff that I didn't finish before the stream, so maybe I'll just call it a night. I don't have to keep going. It's been an alright stream. Got plenty done. Exploded some things. Sent some emails about exploding. But yeah, Kirby Star Allies tomorrow for sure. I promise. Unless I suddenly contract a terrible disease or something. Fingers crossed that doesn't happen. Yeah. Thank y'all for hanging out. See you around. Bye-bye.